There we go. I think we're live, guys. YouTube world, what's up? I'm here with my boy Viper, the man about tech, and Jordan Silvera. Viper, you want to introduce yourself? Say hi to everybody real quick.
Woo, yeah, baby. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech. Normally, I make tech content on YouTube, and I also work for a YouTube education company called vidIQ. But tonight, I had to come on here with my man Swift and Jordan here because, woo, what just happened in the city of Chicago about, an hour and a half ago? We got to talk about it. So I had to be here. So, Swift, man, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, brother, man. And Jordan, you want to go ahead and say hi to everybody as well?
YouTube World, Chicago Bears fan. What's up? Swifty, as always, appreciate you having me on. Jordan Silver, you can find me Jordan T. Silver on Twitter. I don't know even what to say. There's so much to talk about, but let's just talk about the fact that
So
Ryan
much.
Poles finessed the NFL world. I don't know how you got. I mean, it's one thing to talk about draft picks. We all love draft picks, but I'll be the first to tell you, actual proven talent is always worth more than a draft pick. And so I know you're going to probably hear some people like, where's the 25th? Where's the 2025 first round pick? I'm looking at DJ Moore like you just got your AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, like you're just following the model, and it's beautiful. It's
We did,
gorgeous.
man. When I first saw the trade, I was looking at it, and at first I saw we didn't get their pick in the 30s, and I saw it was
39.
a second. Yeah, I saw we didn't get 39, and we got a second rounder instead of a first, and I got an eyebrow raised, and then I see DJ Moore, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, like we got all those picks and DJ, he's a Pro Bowl caliber receiver. He's instantly our number one. I can't be more excited. Like, go ahead, chime in, Viper. What do you got to say, man?
So I saw a tweet earlier that apparently the Packers tried to get DJ Moore by trading a first round pick earlier this year or last season, but obviously that didn't go through. So now that Aaron Rodgers is on his way out and seeing how we just got DJ Moore and a whole lot more. Ah, Green Bay, where you at? Green Bay, where you at?
Where you at, Green Bay? Oh my
Where
God,
you
yo,
at, yo?
oh, it's crazy. My man, Let's Go Bears. He told me earlier today that this trade was going down. He told me like 4 hours before it happened. I was like, don't play with my emotions because I've been expecting it all week anyway. Everyone knows, like my girlfriend knows, I'm on edge all day about it. Like every 5 minutes, I'm asking her, did Ryan Poles make a trade yet? She's like, shut up. And yo, hold on. Shout out real quick. We got a $4.99 super chat here from my mijo Emiliano. He says, "Give me Skaronski or Lucas Van Ness at 9, unless Carter falls to 9, or trade back and get more picks." Jordan, you're a big fan of both of those guys. Are you a big fan of Skaronski as well, or no? Just Van Ness.
It's so funny to me. $5 super chat man's reading my mind over here because don't get me wrong, we got a long way to go. I'm sure there'll be tons of prospects and talk about Broderick Jones and Paris Johnson and any other way you want to go about it, Tyree Wilson falling. But right now, as it sits today, there's only two prospects I'm considering, and it's Lucas Van Ness or it's Peter Skoronsky, and for very, very different reasons. And we can go into that if you want, but absolutely, that's exactly where my mind is. If I draft is today, tonight, tomorrow, those are one of the two that I'm looking to walk out with in the first round.
I love that. I love both of those players. I want to quickly, if you could answer quickly, why is Paris Johnson not in that group?
So to me, and it's again, you're never going to know exactly what Getsy and Flus and Poles are talking about. But to me, what it comes down to is I don't think it was an accident to see Tevin Jenkins moved inside to guard. You've heard Getsy talk about how in this specific scheme, guard is more important than the tackles. Again, all are important, but there's a specific value being placed onto guard. And to me, Peter Skoronsky is one of the few blue chips prospects in this draft. And so, sure, if you want to try him out at tackle, and then if you want to tell him you can fail inside if it doesn't work because of the length, go ahead and put him at guard. But I'm a guy that believes, like, look, I'll take a Hall of Fame, All Star, All Pro level guard before I'll take a solid to very good tackle. And if you're telling me that your guards are now Peter Skoronsky, who's a technician who can honestly play all five, let's be very, very clear about that. Could play center.
I
He
said that.
snaps
Yes,
it.
I said that in my video. I thought I was releasing it today, but I haven't yet. But I think Skaronski could play any five positions. But
He could play any five.
you're saying you're drafting him as a left guard, then, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, okay,
Again, you
got you,
can
got
try
you.
him at tackle if you
No, I
want.
like
But to
that. I
me,
like that. That's almost exactly what I said. I already recorded the video. You guys will see it tomorrow. But I basically say I think Skaronski's earned the right to probably get a chance at tackle in the league. but he's probably best inside at guard. That's what I think too. But
My thing is, there's already been tape to show that whether we like it or not, defenders can get the arms and the chest of Skoronski and put him on skates, and that's just a length issue. And like I said, we can try it, but people talk about Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater had much longer arms than even Skoronski. So to me, put him at guard. You get one of the blue chip prospects, and I talk about this time and time again. And I hope it really sinks in. Is that if you're Ryan Poles, imagine what it must feel like to be able to sleep at night going, I don't really have to worry if that one pans out. That guy I picked, he'll have a spot on the line. He can play all five. He's a technician. I sleep easy tonight knowing we got better. You don't get that with every draft pick. Sometimes you're guessing, like, I hope this one pans out. I hope we can develop him. There's none of that when you draft a blue chip prospect like Peter Skoronski. None of it.
that's a great point. When you draft a guy that could play anywhere, I mean, you really don't have to worry about it as much. I like that take. I don't want to get too far off topic. We're here to talk about the trade. Why I believe these guys are on pace with me too. We didn't go over it too much beforehand, but I think this is one of the biggest trades, if not the biggest trade in Bears history. I think they fleeced the Panthers. I do think it's a trade where if the Panthers get the quarterback right, they can look at it as a win-win. Like if you get your quarterback and he's your franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 12 years, then all right, then this price isn't too bad. But you also just gave away your top receiver. If they're bad this year, we could have a top 10 pick or even the number 1 pick in next year's draft from the Panthers. I think we fleeced them.
Ooh.
So I'm just Viper, give me some of your thoughts, man. What do you think about this trade?
So you all here in the chat watch football. You watch the NFL, and you know that for I would say probably the past 5 or 6 years, there's been a talent deficiency at quarterback in the league. Obviously, with you got 32 teams in the league. So, in my opinion, right now you got like maybe 15 decent quarterbacks, not even good, at least decent quarterbacks. Now, obviously, some of them are better than others, but when you're in a league with 32 teams and you got 15 decent quarterbacks, everybody wants that quarterback because again, it's the most important position in all of sports. So you need to nail that spot. So Carolina was in a spot where, like, listen, they trotted out quarterback after quarterback and it wasn't working out for them. They're like, yo, we got to figure out how to get up here so we can get our guy. Because they had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker. They ran out there. I'm like,
my guy, PJ Walker.
Come on, man. None of them are getting it done. So they're like, all right, we got Ryan Poles who's out here dangling the number 1 pick. They're like, yo, he's gonna play ball with us because he wants to accumulate draft picks, and we need a quarterback. So, I mean, obviously Ryan Poles was playing hardball because there was reported earlier today that he had to have DJ Moore in the deal. Like he would not.
I felt like this one just made too much sense, man. This one,
yeah.
I mean, everything the Panthers had going. They hired Josh McCown. They have Jim Caldwell in the building. They got Frank Wright as the head coach. They got was it David Tepper, the billionaire owner who wants a quarterback. Like everything just lined up so perfectly for this. When you look, I believe when we look back at this trade in 5 to 10 years, like this is going to be a trade where this could mark the spot where things turn around. Like you could say when we drafted Justin Fields, but this is really it right here. Like this trade, Jordan, tell me why you like this trade so much.
Well, and allow me to take just a quick step back, and I'll leave it there unless you want to dig deeper. But I got to tell you, let me be clear. In every deal, there's always a hammer and a nail, and I will absolutely concede that the Bears were the hammer in this, and the Panthers were the nail. But I will say, I don't necessarily think they were fleeced. I think that people underestimate what the Panthers have on their roster. I think that they paid an appropriate price considering. I mean, look back to the trade of what it took to come up from, was it 12-3 with the Niners to the Dolphins? Mm-hmm. I mean, it really follows that realm. It's a little more because you're talking about that paid asset of what DJ Moore is. You know what he is. But again, I don't think, Bears are the hammer, Panthers are the nail. But I don't think it was some like, man, you really bent them over and robbed them. So in this case, though, about that trade, to me, I understand that the rumors last week came out that, look, Poles is not moving unless he's getting the 24th first, the 25th first. And I get that there may be a little bit of, damn it, we didn't get that first round pick in 2025. But to me, draft picks are sweet, but they're lottery tickets. As many succeed as many fail. And if you're telling me that I can, again, let's just, we can take a little sidetrack here, a little deviation and talk about what is the value of DJ Moore. What do you think you could have traded for DJ Moore?
At least a first round pick. At least a first round pick.
That's what I'm thinking because let's go here. if you're talking about just last year, the big ones, Tyreek and AJ Brown, you had to give a first for both of those guys, and Devontae Adams for that matter, and you had to pay them. You are getting DJ Moore without the need for a contract. He's a proven alpha wide receiver one. And you're talking about what is the difference? Again, just presuming that they're just a mid. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt that they're a middling franchise next year. They've
Ooh.
built a nice coaching staff. They draft the right quarterback. Maybe they're feisty. They win 8 or 9 games. So you're talking about what, a 15 pick or so drop from where you would have
Did
likely
you
been?
real quick deviation here? Did you read anything about this? Let's go Bears bring it up because this happened. I saw it. Sports Track actually has updated DJ Moore's contract terms over the next 3 years as far as his cap hit.
It's
It
3 or 50, right?
It's 52, but I mean his cap hit went down from 20 million to 16 million. I looked at it this morning right when the trade got accepted, and in the 2 hours past that on Sport Track it's been updated. There are some reports out there. I don't know, can anyone in chat confirm either that the Panthers might have 12 to 15 million of dead cap as well?
Well, I know for a fact that he's over now.
20,
There is no
15,
dead cap.
14.
All the dead cap is gone.
Well, they ate some of his contract. Panthers paid a bonus. Okay. Huh. That's so interesting. I mean, the good news is the thing here, the overall point of it either way is he's a value on this contract. He's got 3 years, 52 million at most. To me, that's a value.
Can we just talk about the fact that he's making less than Christian Kirk?
Oh my God.
A lot less than Christian Kirk, actually, like
And that's
20
just like
million,
an
right?
example, but you talk about receivers costing 20 million. He's making 15. He's making 19 this year, fine, but after that, he's making 15 or 16 a year.
Yeah. And think about what happens when you get young quarterback there, wide receiver one, right? Jalen Hurts got AJ Brown, went to the next level. Tua got Tyreek Hill, went to the next level. So now we got DJ Moore for Justin Field, and you pairing him with Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool and Cole Kmet.
I mean,
whoo!
Viper, let's go back some because to me, it's like
Right.
those are great examples.
Mhm.
To me, the one this resembles the most is Stephon Diggs to Josh Allen. It's this guy that's already gotten paid, so I don't have to deal with that burden. I take on the contract, a lot of the guaranteed money is done. And now I get to pair this proven veteran receiver that has shown, and again, he was doing it with Kirk Cousins and a few other guys, Case Keenum at the time, that is Stephon Diggs. Now you get to see DJ Moore's been doing it with Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Matt Corral if he would have been healthy, PJ Walker, you name it. So I now bring him and upgrade his quarterback. He's paid off. He's cheap. Like it's, and then you're going to pay him in 2 or 3 years if it works out. And again, I'll take that all day over this 25th first round pick that frankly, if this doesn't work out, I'm not sure. And I kid, of course, but like, I wouldn't be sure that Ryan Poles would be comfortable enough to make that pick in 25 if all this blew up. So get that help for your guy now. And this is the beautiful part is he found a way to butter both sides of the bread. So
Can we
butter both sides of bread? No, it's great. The greatest thing about this, I mean, you're saying it right there. I mean, we got a guy. I like the point how you compared him to Stephon Diggs. Diggs had a more accomplished quarterback before he was traded, but he was a guy who went to a better offense with a better quarterback. And the biggest thing DJ Moore here is going to do is open up the offense for Claypool, Mooney, Kmet. It's just so much more dangerous. And then, Plank, thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. You didn't ask a question, so I didn't want to interrupt these guys, but bear down, brother. You know I love you, man. One good question here I saw from Let's Go Bears, though, because I was talking about this a little bit with Stacks before I came on. What is your guys' take? Who do you think plays the slot in this offense? I kind of think they're going to move guys around a little bit. I think Claypool can play as the big slot. I think Claypool can play the X. DJ Moore can also play the X. I saw him lined up at all 3 positions in Carolina. But I think Getsy might just move these guys around a lot. What's your guys' take on it?
I think like you said, if it's going to depend on matchup. I think Getsy's going to take advantage of the best matchup from game to game and put them in the best position to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll tell you, I tend to agree that, let's be clear, that's the smart way to do it, is to make sure that you're never limiting the roles of your receivers so that a defensive coordinator has to plan for a receiver in any specific spot of an offense. But really what I think is the underlying point here is what DJ Moore provides is He is a receiver that you can scheme an entire passing distribution around to say he is the guy that we are trying to funnel the ball to. And the defense will know that. But now, on top of that, I can place him anywhere to run that option, that route, that distribution, and then allow people like Mooney and Claypool to play off of that. So that if it's most advantageous to say, look, everybody knows we're going to DJ Moore here, I'm going to put Claypool, who's an athletic freak in the slot, as a power slot and let him bully a safety. I can do that. If I need Mooney to just be this route technician on the slot, or I want to put, Mooney and Claypool burning on the outside and DJ Moore working an intermediate route from the slot, that is what DJ Moore unlocks for you, is a passing game that can be distributed and ran and facilitated through him.
He was the number one passing attack in an offense that knew he was going to get the ball, that didn't have an elite quarterback, and even after they traded Christian McCaffrey, he was still able to produce. And I'm going to be breaking down this guy's all 22 tape all week, and I'm so excited about it because he's just incredible from everything I've seen. And he's honestly, I mean, there's a chance this is the best receiver the Bears have ever had in history. Like, he's up there. I loved Brandon Marshall. There's some guys I love, but someone in chat said we need to calm down. The biggest thing is the draft picks. Look, I love draft picks. We all love draft picks. All of us here do. But the thing is, we got all those draft picks, and we got someone that would have cost us a first-round pick. I made a video on DJ Moore last year talking about how much I loved him, but I don't want to trade a first-round pick for him because we weren't in a position where we can really trade a first-round pick. That's something that, thank you, Lovie Smith, first off. Let's all thank Lovie Smith for just a second.
Statue, yo.
Yeah,
Build him a statue.
He needs a statue because this all happened because we got that number one pick. Not only did we get those picks, there's no other way we were getting a DJ Moore or a T. Higgins without trading a first-round pick. We got him.
Well, here's the thing.
And picks.
Yep.
Is he? I'm curious. Let me ask you, Swift and Viper, and be honest here. Is he not the best option available out of, again, reasonably available receivers? T. Higgins, again, it's reported he's not traded, but let's even say he was in the market. You're talking about DJ Chark, Jacoby Myers, DJ Moore, T. Higgins. Is DJ Moore not the most premier option? DeAndre Hopkins, even, like, to me, I'm looking at it as all those other guys feel like rentals. Or with T. Higgins, I got to get ready to pay him over $20+ million a year for that service. And I've only seen him as a 2 because they've got Jamar Chase there.
The only one that's comparable to me would be T. Higgins. But go ahead, Viper.
Listen, y'all, I'm glad that you asked about this because I wanted to take a moment. Can we put some respect on Ryan Pohl's name tonight? Because, oh my God, how many people have doubted this man in his tenure, yo? How many people have doubted him? From the time that he tried to sign Larry Ogunjobi last year, people got on him about that because it fell through, even though things happened as they were supposed to because Larry failed the physical. And if you sign a player and they fail the physical, guess what? The deal is null and void. But somehow Pohl got blamed for that. Then last week they were like, man, maybe Pohl's overplaying his hand. He talking about how you going to do this. No, he was playing chess. He was playing checkers or chess ball. He was playing checkers. That's what he was doing. And it worked out. So put the respect on King Pohl because King Pohl has done it again.
I think that's how he got DJ Moore. Based on the reports we're hearing that he was insisting they got DJ Moore, I think that's
they were willing to give him the 25th first. They were like, yeah, we'll give you the first.
He basically came out and said what they offered him. Like, hey, they're gonna give me a 25 first, a 24 first, and a second this year, but I want a little something more. And he probably had a similar offer from another team like the Raiders or the Titans, but he didn't want to go past 9. And he also wanted DJ Moore. And this is, you guys have seen
Brown, my Stephon Diggs.
Wait, what's his
my guy?
Well, it's that movie, that Draft Day with Kevin Costner. He says, I want my picks, and then he's like, and I want DJ Moore. And they're like, DJ Moore, like, you're crazy. Like, we can't give up our number one receiver. We need him for our quarterback. And he's just like, I want DJ Moore or no deal. He's like, hang up and we'll talk again in 3 days. And they're just like, God damn. The owner's there. David Tepper's like, we need this quarterback.
Yeah.
Give him DJ Moore. F it. Like, I just can't believe it. Like, this is.
here's the
It's
thing,
crazy.
with you. Here's the thing, like after the combine, when Anthony Richardson tested out of the gym, CJ Stroud did well. They were already gaga over Bryce Young, and then people were for whatever reason still talking about Will Levis or whatever. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this league doesn't have very many good quarterbacks. So you got all these teams in the top of the draft that need quarterbacks. So Ryan Poles, as soon as I found out we had the first pick when Houston won that game, I'm like, bro, we are in the driver's seat because you got all these teams that need quarterbacks because the league doesn't have very many good quarterbacks. And Ryan Poles is going to trade the pick. We all knew they were going to trade the pick, even though the national pundits would have told you otherwise. But we all knew the pick was getting traded. So you got all these teams trying to jockey for position to get the quarterback that they want, and Ryan Poles just sit back and like, yeah, who was there? I got the golden ticket. I got the pick right here. You get the number one pick. You can have any of them. You ain't got to worry about somebody taking your guy if you have the number one pick. So Carolina's like, let us talk to you, baby. Let us talk to you.
It happened. I mean, this was the perfect scenario. I don't know a better scenario than this. Like I said, first initially, I did want the 2025 first. But when you look at what we got overall in this, you include DJ Moore with the 9th pick this year, with a 2nd round pick this year, with a potential very high 1st round pick next year, and another 2nd round pick in 2025. And all we did was go down 8 picks. And if you think about it, 3 or 4 of those picks are going to be most likely quarterbacks.
Probably the top 4. Yeah.
We can still get a top 5 player.
Yep.
And we got all of that thanks to Lovie Smith. And Ryan Poles.
All right.
Jordan, okay, no, go ahead.
Oh, real quick. Really, shout out for you for the super chat. No, the Bears are going to Arlington. There's zero chance they stay at Chicago. They're going to Arlington.
Yeah, they're not. They're not staying. They're going to Arlington. Yeah,
that's done. So it's just not that at the bar.
Good catch there, baby. I'm reading the chats. Jordan looked like he wanted to say something. I wanted to see what Jordan had to get off his chest here.
It's funny you talk about these 25 picks and the 2025 picks, which is interesting to me because, I guess in some way, can you even name me a prospect that's coming out in 25? At some point, I get that, let's just stack up on picks. But to me, and I don't mean to just totally jock off of what Howie Roseman does, but all the value of what picks are to me is sure, they're lottery tickets. You can cash them in for young, cheap prospects, and that's how you build a team. But to me, flexibility is really what you should be striving for. You should always be looking to see how many roads can I create in my team building process. And so what that 25 second to me doesn't even necessarily mean a player. What that means to me is, I don't know, hey, Laramie Tunsil or DeForest Buckner decides that, they don't want to be in their specific place anymore. Can we give a second for that guy? You just never know who's coming available. And so that's really how you weaponize the draft pick so that it's not just, hey, okay, look, we've got 9 picks. We're going to take these guys and we're going to hope to develop them. Because let's be frank, too, you can't build a team off of all young guys. You saw that last year, which it's good to get guys playing time, but you need these tentpole veterans. And that's what you're doing when you get a DJ Moore, when you spend this money in free agency to go sign a right tackle. You may end up flipping for more of those picks, or in the future, for example, let's just say somebody falls in this draft. You've now got that 25 second to go, hey, you want
this? They could also trade down this year as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no guarantee we stay at 9 even.
That's the thing, is just create avenues.
Flexibility, baby.
We said this a little bit before the stream started, but to me, the results, I don't care about those. I can't worry about those right now because we've got to let it play out to see.
Okay,
but what I do know, I'll be very quick, Viper. I was just saying, what I do know, though, is that Ryan Poles and Phil Emery and everybody else before him up until, again, it was Lovie Smith and Jerry Angelos the last time we saw this. It seems that there is some competence with respect to the process and how you're building a team. We're not just trading up from 3 to 2 to get Mitch Trubisky. We're not just, drafting X or Y player, trading the farm to go get Anthony Miller. There looks like there is a process in place, and that's been so absent with this franchise for a long time.
It has, and it's breath of fresh air. What do you got to say here, Viper? I want to hear it.
No, I'll let you address the super chat first.
Oh, yeah. We got Emilio. Well, first, Emilio, I know my boy here. What do you say here? I'm most excited about having 2 first-rounders in the 2024 draft. And both have the potential to be high. I'm obviously hoping the Bears isn't as high, but that's one thing we're all doing every game this season now. I don't know if you guys realize that yet, but we're rooting for Panthers losses.
Right.
We want the
Absolutely.
Panthers to be the worst team in the league this year. Love you, Carolina, but hey, I want that because hey, if we could get in another position like this next year, say Justin Fields has a good year, we somehow get the number 1 pick next year.
Bruh.
What's the team gonna pay to come up and get Caleb Williams?
Woo! Wow. Yeah.
So I mean,
So-
it's just a 1 in a million chance. But
It's
I mean,
amazing.
come on, you never
All
know.
right.
But oh, go ahead, Viper.
I want to attack the elephant in the room right now while I have you gentlemen here. I want to ask both of you all this. Obviously, we have the number 9 pick in the draft now. Jordan, Swift, everybody in the chat is asking Jalen Carter. Do we take him at 9 if he falls that far?
If he's there at 9, I mean, polls, just do it again. Hit another home run. I don't know. I mean, you gotta ask. You gotta ask the question. They gotta answer like the the legal questions and stuff. But if that stuff gets answered, yeah.
Swift, let me push back on that. It's a great question, Viper, because I let me be very clear. I've said for months now, Jalen Carter to me is the number 1 prospect in this draft. Not in maybe even talent, but for positional value, meeting talent. To me, he is the best thing that you can select because interior pressure is so valuable. And he really is one of a kind in that respect. Again, with respect to all the other prospects. But I'll push back on it a little bit and say, I mean, it's on the record through Dane Brugler and a few other people that not a bad thing, but that he's young. He's been having to be pushed by Kirby Smart, not always super motivated, has to be cajoled to perform. And again, is it possible that Flu says, I'll whip that right out of him and he'll follow the hits philosophy? Maybe. But I also could see him, again, I try to think about it in the GM's perspective. Like, this is a valuable pick. And if I'm spending it, yes, I want to swing for the fences, but I can't afford to have the egg on my face because I drafted a guy that doesn't want to work hard. Where maybe I've got, the hometown kids in Van Ness or Skaronski, like I said, where I can go to sleep easy at night going, I know that the person inside the player is correct. Now I've just got to rely on the developing talent of my coaches to extract and pull the best version of Van Ness or Skaronski out. Not, hey, Carter's immensely talented, but how do I work around all these other issues to get him to that point?
Yeah, you were absolutely right. Because there, even before the legal stuff, there were questions about his motor, and now
it's substantiated. I mean, look, I'm not even trying to. I'm not telling you that Dane Brugler is like the king of information, but that guy's about as tied in as it gets. And when he's out there talking openly about, 21-year-old kid doesn't make all the greatest decisions. Kirby Smart's had to kind of whip him into shape a few times to say, play correctly and cajole him. I'm going to take Dane Brugler's word for it and say that it's there. And now you're seeing it with legal issues and things like that. And again, maybe he's totally, forgiven for that and it's completely wiped away. But the reality is there's still something there.
Yeah.
And if you're a GM, do you want to stake your claim and say, I took a chance on that guy? It works sometimes. Like, hey, Jeffrey Simmons had some real issues when he came out and he fell and he got drafted.
Hey, I'm staking my claim in Jalen Carter, though. I mean, if he's the best player in the draft and you can get him because he fell down a little bit at number 9 after you acquired all of these other assets, to where even if he does turn out to be a bust, you acquired all these other assets anyway. I couldn't pass on Jalen Carter at 9. But Buck, with the $20 super chat, he says, DJ and Moore. Sorry, I love DJ Moore, and I'm still... I mean, he's the star of the show. Someone did ask a question. What do you think about DJ Moore's route running, Jordan? Compare him to Mooney in a quick segment. Tell me what you think about his route running.
Capable of doing everything.
I
know that sounds so easy to say, but here's the thing is we all tend to look at receivers and archetypes and go, you can't be an X unless you're over 6'2" and way over 215. And, Stephon Diggs is not capable of being an X. And I look at DJ Moore and he's a guy that, again, good enough to be the central focal point of an offense in a passing attack. He's got deep speed. He can do that. He's incredibly athletic and explosive. He can work. I mean, I think his average depth of target or his success rate in the intermediate area of the field was top 5 in the league in the last few years. So he's going to really open up that intermediate area of the field. But again, he can stretch it. He's an incredibly savvy route runner, understands how to find the blind spots of DBs, working again in that short to intermediate area. I don't think this is the whole point is there's not really a weak spot in his game. Sure, I guess if he could be 6'4", have him be 6'4", but he still finds a way to come down and win those contested catches. So
That's one of
that's
the
what I'm saying.
things I
You
think I
got
was.
your guy, Chicago. Like you got him. Like that's the thing is, I was here sitting here saying I don't really want somebody else's guy. I wanted to just go find our own, and that's why I wasn't really high on the Mike Evans or DeAndre Hopkins trade because in some ways those felt like a rental. Like, hey, it's just a carryover. It's a
A good point.
patch.
Yeah.
This guy's 25.
He's our
Like
guy, and
here.
he's never
He's here
had
for
a
the next 10
quarterback like
years.
this either. If you're DJ Moore, you're hyped about getting to come play for. I mean, the Panthers are. I like the Panthers. I'm not taking shots at them, but if you're looking at which team is more prestigious, it's the Chicago Bears in a landslide. It's a
Wait,
bigger city, and you
you
got
mean
Justin Fields at quarterback.
you mean the guy wearing the number 1 is going to pin it to my chest every time because he's got pinpoint accuracy?
Number 1 to
Yeah,
number 2, baby.
that sounds like a good idea to me.
Ooh.
Because here's the thing, and I mean I know this isn't Panthers talk, but like to me, I personally hope
No
that
Panthers talk.
I hope Stroud's the pick.
I think
And
they're
to me,
going
like,
with Stroud. I think they'll go with
And
Stroud.
They
but
better
here's
go with Stroud.
And here's the thing, like Stroud, as good as he is, and he's accurate as all get out, he's not pinning it to your chest 65 yards down the field the way that Anthony Pettis is catching it over his shoulder against the Washington Commanders. So
Yeah.
like there's just time and
Fields
time
is
again.
special, baby. We know that. Oh yeah, I'm too hyped about Fields. I think everyone in the chat's hyped now. They're asking if we should draft. I've seen this question a lot tonight. Bijan Robinson at 9. I mean, he's not going to be there in the second round. I saw someone ask that. It's not happening.
I'm one of the biggest Bijan fans you'll find, and I've been saying for months that I know it sounds like it'd be horrible to so many people, but I think a special running back can really do great things for your offense. You see it every time, whether it was Josh Jacobs early on in his career with Gruden, to Saquon Barkley, to Christian McCaffrey, and I say all that, and that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't bother me if you took Bijan, but to me, this running back class is deep. You can find running backs. Again, you're never going to have a special running back like Bijan, but you can get 8/10 of what Bijan is in a later round. What's important to me is the trenches. Like I want to put a brick wall in front of Justin Fields. And right now, that's the one thing that's missing is there's no – it's fine. You've got a couple pieces. Braxton, if he improves. Tevin, if he gets more comfortable and stays healthy. But I don't want to have this like, hey, we've got good receivers, but Justin's got to kind of scramble around and try to make magic every time. Yes, he can. But what if we just put a brick wall in front of him?
I think that's one thing. I think
got all the time in the world.
We're going to get our first step on that. Go ahead, Viper.
All right, Jordan, let me ask you. Obviously, we've been talking about possible free agent signings as it relates to the trenches. Mike McGlinchey, what are your thoughts?
About as middle, he to me is like the middle option. So Caleb McGarry is your run blocker extraordinaire, short arms, lower percentile average in the arm length. So again, pass protection's an issue there. McGlinchey to me has got all the requisite size. Now the injury history is a concern, but knows the scheme, can run block, is athletic enough, can pass block. And then you got Jawan Taylor, where I know everybody loves themselves some Jawan Taylor, and I do too. I'm a Florida Gator guy, but I see in Swifty, and like I'm just gonna take a little shot at Jawan Taylor.
Oh,
It looks real good to pass block when the time to throw is the shortest in the league because Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson are scheming up plays where you're just running stick and getting the ball out in 2 seconds so nobody can sack your quarterback. It really helps to pass pro when Trevor Lawrence mitigates a lot of the pass protection concerns. So that's not to say that Jawan Taylor can't pass block.
Okay.
But I think that people all just, oh man, look at him. He didn't give up any sacks and the pressures were bad. It's like, yeah, look at the nuance and the context surrounding that offense and what
so
he was
quickly
playing.
rank those three guys because I think it comes down to those three. I mean, Taylor, McGarry, McGlinchey. I think I had it ranked. McGarry and Taylor were close 1-2 for me. And then 3 was McGlinchey. Buck, another $5 super chat. I love you, brother. But rank those 3 for me.
Yeah, I'll be quick with it. To me, it's McGlinchey is number 1. But how comfortable are you with injuries? Because that's like the Teron Armstead thing. Like he's fantastic, but he's not been able to show he can stay healthy, and that's the McGlinchey thing. So if you're okay with injury, it's McGlinchey easily.
I don't think Poles
level.
is, so that's my point there. That's
yeah,
all.
and then if you're telling me that look like we just don't draft injured or we don't pick or select or sign injured players, then to me I'm going with Jawan Taylor because I think that he's got all the prerequisite skills And Justin Fields can bail you out of some trouble if you don't hold up long enough, as we've seen last year. And McGarry is a guy that will maul you, and I love his game, but the pass pro is a concern. And if there's one thing we know about Ryan Poles, it's length, and Caleb McGarry just doesn't have it in the arms.
Oh, okay. What about, have you looked at those guys any at all, Viper?
No, not really, but I am very interested in McGlinchey just because he's from Notre Dame. And I mean, him and the 49ers have been in big time ball games like a lot over the past few years. So he's gone up against that pressure situation in those pressure games. So I kind of like him.
See, like, let me give you, and I'm not trying to just like sit here, but you know me, Swifty, we've done this before. I'm not the guy that's like, give me the chalk guys of McGlinchey or Taylor, or no, I'm always looking in kind of the off brand Kirkland section. And to me, we talk about building avenues and picks and what you can offer those up for. And to me, I like, really, I'm more interested in the RFA side of it, which is Josh Nijman.
I'm not giving a second round pick for him.
You just got one.
They put a second round tender on him. I'm not.
I mean, yeah, but like we're talking about it. See, like this is the thing, because this is the other thing. McGlinchey, Taylor, McGarry, they don't play all over the line. Josh Nijman's shown he can play all 5 positions too. That's valuable. What about Terrence Steele in Dallas? Actually, maybe they want to keep Terrence Steele and they want to keep Tyler Smith and they want to ship out Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith even played some right tackle at the end of this year. You want to trade, a pick off to Tyron Smith? Like, these are the opportunities that you have that I get it. It's easy to look at the free agent market and say, let's just choose one of those guys. But you need to be exhaustive in your search. And to me, there are other guys that make more sense.
Do you like the Chiefs right tackle, Josh Wiley?
Andrew Wiley, he's fine.
Andrew Wiley, yeah.
I mean, he's sure, I guess. But to me, it's that is a
if
step
you're going to
lower.
draft someone like Paris Johnson or Broderick Jones or Darnell Wright or even Peter Skoronski, maybe someone like that makes more sense. But I really think we got to go after one of those top 3 tackles, in my opinion.
We probably will. I got another question for you all. Orlando Brown. Where you guys at on Orlando Brown? I'm not really too high on him, but what do you guys think?
You go, Jordan.
I like Orlando Brown. I don't think he's the best scheme fit. And maybe Poles is a soothsayer and he can convince him to play right tackle. But everything we know about Orlando Brown is that he wants to be a left tackle. And I don't see Ryan Poles messing up the development track and plan for Braxton Jones to say, sorry, Braxton, good work for a year at left tackle.
100.
You're a right tackle now because we got big Orlando Brown here. I just don't see that. And I think that Poles really values the fact that, look at me, I've got a feather in the cap because I drafted my starting left tackle in a 5th round and he's cheap and I don't have to dedicate 20 plus million to this position of need. I figured it out. And so I don't see a reason to mess with that. But I think Orlando Brown's a great player. But I don't think even, frankly, like he wants to be paid like Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil is, I mean, Andrew Thomas, these are shut down left tackles. Orlando Brown is not that. Orlando Brown to me is a top 7 to 10 offensive left tackle. He's not Andrew Bakhtiari. He's not David Bakhtiari. He's not Andrew Thomas. He's not Laramie Tunsil. So, I mean, you're talking about he's that 1.5 to 2nd tier. I'm not paying for that guy. I'm not giving him $20 million for that.
Perfect. Okay. See, I like Orlando Brown. I think sometimes when I say I don't think the Bears are going to sign him, because I've said that multiple times, I don't think they sign him. The reasons you kind of touched on. One, he wants to play left tackle. Not only does he want to play left tackle, he wants to be the highest paid left tackle in the league. If Poles can work some magic, pay him like a left tackle, but get him to play right tackle, I'm all for it. Sign me up. But people who think everyone's like, he's an instant upgrade over Braxton Jones. Okay, even if he is better than Braxton Jones is still our 2nd best player on the offensive line. You don't spend the most money you can, replace your 2nd best player, and then make him learn a new position. That's just, to me, you could spend half the money and get McGlinchey, McGarry, or Jawan Taylor. Maybe not half if you're getting Jawan Taylor. He might make a little more, but if you can
they're going to be in the 16 to 20 range.
Okay, yeah, they're going to make some money, but I mean, Orlando Brown's going to make more. I mean, let's not joke. Orlando's going to.
Well, that's why Tevin Jenkins didn't want to play guard. That's why he said he wanted to be a left tackle, because he wanted that left tackle money.
Exactly.
And even though I think right tackles are just as important, the league clearly says that right tackles don't make as much money as left. And whether that's fair or not, that's just the way it is. So you're absolutely right. Where Orlando Brown's going to cost you 21 to 23, you're probably looking at McGlinchey, McGarry, Taylor in that 18 to 20 range.
Now, here's an interesting question in the chat. Number one, I think a lot of people, I've heard you say it before, Swift, but the Bears are going to have to spend money. I know we've heard Ryan post that he's going to be conservative and not try to go crazy, but he has to spend a crap ton of money. So somebody just asked in the chat, how about signing both McGlinchey and McGarry? I don't know how reasonable that is, but I mean,
I was just gonna answer that. No, I don't think we do that for the same reason Jordan kind of touched on. Is it's not that I love Braxton Jones so much that I say, oh, we don't
He's
need
untouchable.
Yeah, that's not how I feel. But he is one of our most promising young players. If you want to draft a tackle to compete with him, or you want to sign a cheaper guy to come in and be a good backup who can provide insurance, but you don't spend money on two big time tackles when you have a hole at center, you're going to have a hole at left guard, and you need to rebuild the entire front seven on your defense. We already spent 20 million of our cap space on DJ Moore. So to me, no, we don't sign two tackles. If you want to draft a tackle after you sign McGlinchey or one of those guys, that's fine. Like, bring in some competition. Like, that's fine. But
I mean, I'll say this real quick. I think that was Doug asking the question. I like the process. I've been a big fan of. I like to bring up is it Duke Tobin with the Bengals. I think that the way he's chosen to build his team by doing multiple swings in free agency, that is the right process. But the problem is McGarry and McGlinchey are not the same process. That's top tier free agents. What Duke Tobin and the Bengals have done is, hey, rather than pay buku money for a Trey Waynes, what if we go and take two B level or C level swings at Mike Hilton and Chidobe Awuzie? So again, that's that idea of, sure, you want to do like Andrew Wiley and then maybe, McGlinchey or something in case he gets hurt. Like, sure, we can talk about that. But
okay, yeah. Not
that's
two of the top three, though. Yeah.
correct. Which is why, like I've said, everybody was like, hey, give me, Javon Hargrave, and they may go get Javon Hargrave, and give me Draymond Jones. And I'm like, again, you're shopping at the top. I'd rather have give me Draymond Jones and Greg Gaines.
I don't want to go too far off topic here because I want to go back to talking a little bit more about this trade, but I do want to touch on this for a second. There have been some connections I've heard on Twitter, some rumors from some guys who have so far, I mean, people started saying the Panther trade and people called this trade. I've been talking about it for a while too, but I've heard rumors that Bears are going to be interested in Javon Hargrave, and that could be their number one target. To me, I would rather have Draymond Jones. You'd probably save money, go after someone else as well. But what are your thoughts on just overall as Hargrave as a player? I know he's instantly going to be one of the best. He'd be the best player on our defense, but is he worth the money at this age?
I'll go for. I'll be quick. Not
Either
to
one,
me,
yeah.
not to me, Swift. But I'm not here to poo-poo Javon Hargrave and say it's not worth it. It's just, you know what it's like is it's the to bring it back a little bit to the draft is it's the Van Ness versus Skoronski. Like Skoronski's the technician, proven product. You know what you're going to get. Van Ness is this guy that's ascending, not even remotely close to his ceiling, but you can see that it's an upward trajectory. Draymond Jones is a guy that I don't think that you've seen him even remotely come close to his ceiling. So you're betting on the upside and saying we're getting him early and cheap where it's just going to get better. Javon Hargrave is a proven commodity. He's a guy that played his entire rookie contract out with Pittsburgh, then signed a pretty solid deal with Philly, didn't get cut, made it through the entire deal, outperformed expectations, and is now getting a chance to dip in at the right time as he's 30 years old. So again, it's not like I hate the player. I think that he'd be a really solid addition. You're always going to see me go, well, I'd rather get on the train early with a guy that's ascending than say I'm betting on the guy that's 30 and maybe I get 1 or 2 years, but am I getting him towards the end where we had to sign him to a 4-year deal and he's good on year 1 and year 2, but now he's starting to trail off.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Also, we had a super chat here. The fact that Green Bay offered Carolina a first-round pick for DJ Moore a year ago, and now he's with us. It's icing on the cake. I love it. I love it. Viper, do you have any thoughts that you had to get out there?
I kind of agree with Jordan. I would rather go for the younger player who is coming into his prime instead of the one that's exiting his prime. Because they're both going to be expensive. They both are going to come on our. They're both going to command top dollar. So if I'm going to pay top dollar, give me the younger player, obviously.
Yeah, I'm with it. I think Draymond Jones is the player. He's been. I've said it. I even made a video. He's my number one target heading into free agency. I'd want one of those three right tackles and Draymond Jones. But I have been considering it more because, I do trust Ryan Poles. Everything he's done so far is right. If he signs Javon Hargrave, I would understand it. He would instantly be a leader on this defense. He's a guy who he's already in his prime. He's going to come in and be a stud. One of the things that Poles has talked about though is he doesn't want to have a drop off, so he doesn't want a bunch of older players. So if he did do that, to me, I think that would mean he's also going to draft a defensive tackle as well to kind of get that pipeline going, kind of like the Eagles did. And this is where you got that Ian Cunningham there. The Eagles had Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, but they took, was it Jordan Davis? I don't want to.
Yep.
Yeah, Jordan Davis in the first round last year, a defensive tackle out of Georgia. He wasn't a starter this year. Their first round pick was behind two Pro Bowlers, and most teams don't do that. So if we sign Hargrave and draft someone like Keanu Benton or Adebawore in the second round, sign me up. I'm with it.
You're leading me right to the I guess if you want to talk about this, because don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. I would never sit there and say that I wouldn't prefer 39 over 61, but I got to tell you, I'm really jazzed about that 61 pick. And the reason for that is, to me, again, avenues, you're no longer locked. Like, so you hear constant talk about, like, can we get a center like John Michael Schmitz or, and my guy, Joe Tittman, or, what about a three tech? Like, you're no longer locked now to what do I have to do in the second round? Do I have to, okay, look, I got a D lineman in the first. So now I got to go get an offensive guy in the second or a lineman. You now could sit there and go, I can play with my chips or play with my food in this case and go, look, first pick in the 50s. It looked like, Adetomiwa Adebawore is moving up. I better grab him now. Ah, crap, I got to wait till the third to go get a center. No, you don't. I'm going to just go back and grab, Wanye Morris if I want that right tackle. If Darnell Wright should definitely be gone by that point. Or, hey, JMS is still there. Or, damn it, I picked Zach Pickens at the 50s.
Well, it's not only two picks, though. So we got, within that 10-pick span now, I believe it's 54, 61, and 64. Or 53.
Yeah, 53. Yeah.
53, 61, and 64. So within 10 picks, we have 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have flexibility. Like, he can use that second rounder in 2025 and with one of those, pair it with one of those picks and move up and get someone.
See, and this is the thing, Swift. Like, I love that 60s range, and the reason for this is
I do too. It's a good spot. It's a good spot in this draft.
You know what a good range to draft one of the deepest positions in the class is? The 60s, where you can go grab one of those tight ends that fell because he's a tight end and it takes a couple years. And now
or a defensive end or a center. Yeah, you can get all 3. Like,
you can do it. You can go center, D line, and then tight end, because you're gonna have one of those, whether it's a Darnell or a Luke Musgrave or a Dalton Kincaid. One of those guys is going to be lurking around there. And this is the whole point of, you want to add more weapons to Justin Fields. You really don't need another receiver, for being honest. You're going to have other guys, whether it's ESB coming back, you bring Valus, who should still be contributing, developing. And now you get a position where, rather than build it up through receiver, because I think that's what a lot of fans think, is the only way to build a passing offense is through your receiving core. Your tight ends matter too. And now you can say it's not just Cole Kmet. We've got a solid tight end too, whether that be a Kincaid or a Musgrave or any of these other guys.
I love it's a deep tight end draft as well. I got to shout out Ken here. He made me laugh. I wasn't laughing at you. He said $20 super chat for my man Ken. He says, "Am I the only one that thinks Ryan Poles watches Swifty secretly and gets pointers before he makes a move?" No, guys. Listen, Poles is the man. I love what he's doing, but Poles is the man. Tell Viper. You got something on your chest. I can tell. Tell him why you love Poles.
I love Poles because he's been transparent about everything that he wants to accomplish since he got the job. Again, I talked about how people have been doubting him earlier, and they got on him about the Larry Ogunjobi thing, even though I don't feel like it was his fault. The thing, the process played out exactly how it should, but people got mad at him because it didn't work out. And then they talked about how he overplayed his hand at the combine last week, only to then come back tonight and just completely changed the entire trajectory of the franchise with this trade. Like, the dude has said from jump that he wants to build through the draft. So he went out with the number 1 pick and turned it into a bunch of picks and DJ Moore. Like, He's literally doing what he told you he wanted to do.
I still can't believe we got DJ Moore. Ryan Poles are killing this. Daryl Gibson brings up a good point here. Mozzie Smith, he's one of my favorite, probably the biggest freak. Bruce Feldman's #1 freak of the draft. He's a guy who could go in that range in the 50s to 60s as well. I think that's just a really good spot where Jordan pointed it out. Like, there's just so many guys, a lot of those Senior Bowl guys too that we liked. The defensive linemen, the offensive linemen. Getsy spent that whole week at the Senior Bowl, and a lot of those guys' range is right there between the 2nd and 3rd round.
Yep.
Some of them might have go a little bit higher because they had such good weeks, but he's going to be able to sit there and get 3 of those guys. Also, what's up, my man Glenn? It's good to see you, brother.
I got to ask you, Swift, when was David Montgomery selected?
3rd round.
Happens to be right around that same area where, you get a Roshan Johnson, not a Sidney Brown, a Chase Brown. You
Devin
get one
Arcane,
of those
he could
guys.
fall in the 3rd round.
Zach
Ooh.
Charbonnet will be right. Like, Zach Charbonnet's my guy in that 2nd tier. So it's.
Hey, gents, how do you all feel about Jamar Gibb from Alabama, running back?
Oh, I love him. I think if he's there for one of our 2nd round picks, I mean, it's right there, 2nd, 3rd, but man, I love that kid. Man.
My comp for Jahmyr Gibbs is Reggie Bush, and I know you'll hear Jamal Charles everywhere and Alvin Kamara. To me, I see Reggie Bush with Gibbs. I don't think he's a 3-down back.
I think he's more powerful than Bush, though. To me, I don't know. I see some power in his game.
Go back and watch Reggie running with the Dolphins and the Lions, and then tell me that Reggie lacked power.
I love that you said Reggie Bush because I was watching highlights on Jamar Gibb. My only problem with him is that he uses his speed a little too much. It seems like he's afraid to run between the tackles. And in the NFL, you're not beating a lot of defenders to the outside. We just had Nolan Smith run a 4.39 at the combine, and that's what they're doing on a regular basis in the league. Yo, you're not getting to the outside with no speed. Come on now.
That's
the thing. Is, he likes to favor elusive moves, likes to be agile, which I'm all about. But I'm just saying he's not the guy that I don't see him as a 3-down back that can take punishment. I'd rather him be a change of pace, kind of a spark plug back. Now, that doesn't mean he's some gimmicky guy like Tariq Cohen. It just means that you're going to need, again, that hammer and nail thing where you're going to need your thunder, being that lead back that takes the punishment on the early downs. If that's David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert. And then you go, hey, on the difference-making downs, can you be that spark plug that works as an outlet, or we throw you a screen, or you're on a read option, speed option with Fields, and you get that ball? Like, that's how you're going to make a difference with me.
Yo, welcome, Wiley. We're just discussing things that's going on in the draft, what to do with our draft picks. You just heard about the trade, so welcome in. We are all super hyped about it. DJ Moore is a Bear. It also looks like Don Burr might be in the chat. We got a fake Ian Rappaport here who says the Bears got finessed by the Panthers. Like, come on, Don Burr. You're not fooling any of us, bro. Oh, man.
Bruh, come on, dude.
That's
the Bears got finesse. More like the Bears did the finesse thing. Come on.
I'm telling you, I mean, like, and we don't have to entertain
it's the best trade in history, man. The Bears did not get finessed. I would love to hear that
because I'm just like I said, the price was rich for the Panthers.
Yeah.
But, I certainly, like I said, I don't see in any world where you could be like the Bears made a mistake. Even if you got Skip Bayless over here talking about it.
It's pretty simple.
Say,
Go ahead, Viper. Go ahead.
I will say, Jordan, when I thought of trade initially, the one thing that I kind of got a little down about was that we didn't get that 39th pick. But other than that, amazing trade.
Once I saw DJ Moore, that wiped all that out. Like,
because that's where, I mean, if we want to dig into it a little deeper, that's why I asked the question earlier of what would you have traded for DJ Moore? Because to me, what you're essentially saying, and I know maybe it doesn't matter to a lot of people, but the fact that I'm acquiring DJ Moore for cheap and I don't have to pay him over 20 because the market has changed since he took that extension does add value that didn't exist with Tyreek, Devontae, or AJ Brown. And so when you add that factor in, and now you're saying instead of a 25 first, I'm getting a 25 second. And sure, I didn't get the 39th, but I got the 61st. So what is that? 21 picks. So all in all, again, this is where I'm never going to tell you. I don't think the Panthers got fleeced. I think that they paid handsomely for it. But when you sit there and look at it, if we all sat there and said, DJ Moore's really that dude, you would have spent a first-round pick on him. Well, guess what? 21 picks back from 39 to 61, and then about a round-ish in 2 years from the first to the second, and you add that together, and that equals about one DJ Moore.
Yep.
That's how the math works.
The other thing you have to take here is you can't say that they fleeced the Bears. Basically, what happened here for anyone who doesn't know the details of the trade, the Bears moved down 8 picks in the first round, from number 1 to number 9. We got a second-round pick this year, their late second-rounder, 61. We got a first-round pick next year, a second-round pick in 2025, and DJ Moore, our instant number 1 receiver. And the thing about the Panthers here is, if they don't nail this, like imagine if their quarterback ends up being Zach Wilson, they just set their franchise back a decade. They traded their number 1 receiver. They traded 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. If they get it right, then okay, you can say it's okay trade for them. But there's no way anyone can say this is a win for the Panthers. Like, they have to nail this pick now.
Yep.
If the reports are true that they're actually willing to trade down to recoup some of those picks, if they end up liking 2 or 3 of the quarterbacks and they want to trade down to pick 3 or 4, there's no way. Like, they got fleeced here, guys. It's not even a discussion, really.
Ooh, can we touch on that for a quick minute? How are the Indianapolis Colts fans feeling tonight? I need an update. I need to know how y'all feeling because y'all looking a little shaky tonight, yo. Like, damn. Woo.
Man,
Ooh.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a Colts show, but
if
if I'm Chris Ballard, I guess I'd be upset. But to me, again, if we're talking about David Tepper being this guy that's so impulsive and screw it, we'll trade up from 9 to 1 before, right after the combine, before free agency even starts. I feel like Irsay is that same impulsive guy. And if I'm Irsay, I know he's got all that money and the guitars and everything else he does. I'm sitting there like, yo, Irsay, if I'm Chris Ballard, Irsay, Jim, I need you to give that fully guaranteed contract to Lamar. Just cash out. We got enough money in escrow. I'm going to give the 4th pick to the Ravens, and I know that sounds crazy, but what am I? Because here's the thing: what am I going to do? I guess I could trade up and swap picks, Ryan Pace style, with the Cardinals to go get me to 3. But that's still going to be this, and it's not going to be firsts or anything. But you're going to have to give up other picks to do that for an unknown commodity.
Well, I'll ask you this: are any of those teams feeling good right now? Like the Texans just got jumped and could lose their quarterback. The Colts are setting
I
at
don't think
4.
the Texans are taking a quarterback.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, you got the Colts setting at 4, and then you got Panthers fans who they gotta have mixed reactions. I gotta imagine they're like the Bears fans on a Tuesday during the off season right now because they're going at each other's heads. Half of them are like, "We're about to get our quarterback," and the other half gotta be saying, "We got absolutely fleeced." It's kind of crazy. Jordan's been here telling us. He's been breaking it down with us. I got my boy Viper. We're just talking about the Bears trade, guys. I'm trying to think where I can go with Jordan here because I need to go get a drink real quick, but I know Jordan can handle the mic for a second.
We got it, man. Don't worry.
Okay.
We
I'll
got
wax
this.
politically about Lamar Jackson.
We got this.
I'll be right back, y'all.
We got this.
Like Viper, I'd love to hear your take on it because to me, if I'm Chris Ballard, don't get me wrong, I understand that I've gone the veteran QB route. And I can't continue to do that. And so I'm trying to get a new lease on life with Jim Irsay. That's why I need to draft a rookie quarterback. But Lamar Jackson's different than that. He's one of the most electric athletes, the most important position in all of sports. And yes, he's going to command that fully guaranteed contract. But can you imagine? I mean, when does this ever happen where you get that level of player? For just put it this way. Think about what it took from Carolina to go from 9 to 1 with the Bears. And then you looked at the Lamar Jackson situation, you go, I'm going to give you 2 firsts, no DJ Moore, no extra second, none of that stuff, just 2 firsts, and I'll pay Lamar. That's about as much of a deal as you can get, in my opinion. Like, I'd take that over Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Bryce Young, who may turn into fine pink mist by the time he's been hit, 60 times in the league. Like, to me, it makes all the sense in the world because, again, it's not Matt Ryan at the end of his career. It's not Carson Wentz coming off of a down year where I don't know where he's at in the crossroads of his career. It's, look, Lamar's been playing with, outside of Mark Andrews, a lot of garbage as far as offensive weaponry.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, Lamar, again, Shane Steichen just got done working with Jalen Hurts, worked with Justin Herbert before that, knows how to utilize a mobile quarterback, knows how to get players open. And now here's Alec Pierce, here's Michael Pittman, here's Paris Campbell. We can go draft you a wide receiver in the second. To me, that is the move for the Colts.
So here's the thing about Lamar. So if you are a Lamar detractor, basically you're saying that Lamar hasn't been able to stay healthy over the past couple of years, and you have a point. But here's the thing: Lamar is still in his prime. He's what 26 years old. He's already been a league MVP. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Period. Like I told you guys earlier, there might be 15 decent to good quarterbacks in the league, and Lamar Jackson is probably in the top 5 of quarterbacks in the NFL. So you have a chance here to, like you said, Jordan, give up 2 first round picks and pay him his money. But you know, you got the owners that may or may not be coming together to like make sure that this does not happen because they don't want to have another mega guaranteed contract on their hands. I don't know, but if you're the
Well,
coach,
well,
what
and
options do you have? I don't know.
let me be clear, Viper, because this is the thing too. Is I think that if you're the Colts, I'm not again. I believe in Shane Steichen a lot more than I did Matt Nagy, and I like Chris Ballard a lot more than I do Ryan Pace. But it kind of has that stench of when they traded up for Justin Fields on it, which is like if Ballard takes a rookie quarterback and it doesn't go swimmingly, it doesn't look right. The quarterback is, Trevor Lawrence year one, Justin Fields year one, and it's just not going right. I don't know if Ballard makes it out for a year or two with a rookie quarterback. And now you're sitting there trying to do that whole thing where Shane Steichen's here, but we got to bring in a new GM for him. Where with Lamar Jackson, I know what I'm getting. Like that's again, this whole DJ Moore conversation is I understand how valuable draft picks are, but
It's
proven commodities matter.
yeah,
Guys,
it's
we
just
got
the
people
whole
in the chat saying that the Panthers won the trade.
y'all are crazy.
There's a,
But the whole Colt situation is weird though because they literally were out there bloviating and talking crap about how they will move heaven and earth to get their quarterback, and they've done nothing. Like, where are you? Like, what are you doing out
It's
there?
I mean, this is, the longest trade for a long time, Viper and Swift was like, hey, what if they gave DeForest Buckner and, 2 firsts and maybe the second to move up? And I mean, whatever, they stuck to their guns and they decided not to do that. What's wild to me, though, is that, again, it's all about the conviction and how desperate or how convicted you feel in the quarterbacks. But I, I got to be honest, I think that I would have felt more comfortable giving a second and 2 firsts and DeForest Buckner more than giving DJ Moore a second, 2 firsts. It's like, that's again, somebody's got to be the hammer, somebody's got to be the nail. And like I said, I don't think that Carolina got fleeced by any means. I think that they paid appropriate amount for
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
they did have to give a ton. I mean, this is the thing. If you want to talk about, and again, I don't like this whole like fleeced or finessing thing,
but
but
there's no way
if
you can say they won this trade right now.
no,
Like,
but they
okay.
didn't, Swift, and that's the thing. But like the thing that to me makes it very clear that they didn't is whether you like him or you're high on him or not. There is no way to defend the point that Ryan Poles got to say big bank take little bank when I said you are going to give me DJ Moore, and I don't because like here's the thing: you're not moving up to 1 to take a tackle or D end.
Right.
You are going to draft a thrower of the football, a passer.
Mm-hmm.
And I want one of the weapons that is going to help support the growth of the guy you're going to select.
Here's the
And
thing,
Scott
George.
Fitterer had to give up and go,
Yeah.
fine. You know what? Take my best weapon for my young quarterback. Like that is taking something from somebody. That is how you know they won the deal.
They need
Here's
a
the thing,
receiver
though.
bad now.
Yep, they need everything. Well, yeah, they need a receiver. But here's the thing: like Ryan Poles had that ability because of the lack of depth at the quarterback position in the NFL. And again, a lot of these teams in the top 10 of the draft, they are looking at quarterbacks. They want quarterbacks. So you got Ryan Poles with the number 1 overall pick in the draft, and you got 6, 7 teams that want a quarterback, and there's only like 4 of them that are being considered in the top half of the draft. So you got 6, 7, 8 teams maybe vying for 4 quarterbacks, and Ryan Poles has 1 ticket that can get you any of them that you want. They all have to compete against each other to please Ryan Poles. So Carolina's like, all right, we got the number 9 pick, we got the pick, all these other draft picks that we can give you, Ryan, and we will give you, even though we don't want to, we will give you DJ Moore because we know that's something that you really need for your Bears. And Ryan Poles is like, okay, we got to do.
And so and here's the thing is that DJ Moore is a little different than what I think you could have been trying to ask for other places. Like if you're going with the Colts, you could have said like, give me Michael Pittman, or they're probably not going to give you Alec Pierce.
I don't want.
And that's the thing is like exactly, Swift. Like we kind of already have 2 of those guys in ESB and Claypool, these bigger athletic. Again, not that I think Claypool plays like an X, but they're that big archetyped. And Mooney is this very slight speedster with route running acumen. I truly didn't have this 6 foot kind of thicker receiver. Again, not like he's Debo Samuel, but he's got some weight to him. But he can jump out the gym. He's explosive. He's athletic. He's got deep speed. He can run the entire route trees. He's got reliable hands. He's a weapon all over the field from any position. Like they didn't have that guy, and this is the thing. Like DeAndre Hopkins didn't give you that. Mike Evans didn't give you that. Again, Michael Pittman wouldn't have provided you that. So this is what I'm saying. Like it was a very clear thing that the Bears needed a wide receiver still. It just wasn't going to be enough with Claypool and Mooney.
Right.
And
And
DJ
the
Chark
options
wasn't.
to find one were very limited.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the thing, Swift. Like DJ Chark, Jacoby Myers, Mecole Hardman, they weren't that guy for you. And so now you're like, well, do we draft JSN in the first? Look, I love JSN. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been awesome, and you can, they still may get him, and maybe he does all this great thing. But one thing is very clear. For the most part, and it's getting better, but it's still relatively true. Rookie wide receivers do not take off when they get into the league. It's getting better, but this is a good example. Is DJ Moore is from the yesteryear. There was a time when first-round wide receivers were busting left and right, and DJ Moore was like the one example you could lean on, and that first-round wide receiver worked out. Since then, you've had Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson and Jamar Chase, but I mean, it wasn't that long ago you had Jalen Reagor going before Justin Jefferson. It didn't work out. So you look at DJ Moore and what he provides, and to me, I'm not sure I get that immediate boost for Fields to see if it works out this year, if he's my guy. If I take JSN or Zay Flowers or Josh Downs, it's going to take time for those guys to adjust to the league. There's none of that with DJ Moore. You got to microwave your wide receiver solution without having to do much because you weren't going to get that in free agency, and the draft wasn't going to provide you that road.
I will say though, I'll go ahead, Swift.
No, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say I will say that while you're right, Jordan, that usually it takes time for receivers to adjust to the league. Ohio State has a pretty damn good track record, and it's according to everybody who will tell you, JSN was actually better than Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. So,
I'm not down. Hey, Viper, I'm not down on JSN. I'm just trying to say,
right. I got you.
I love me some Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love Amon-Ra. I'm taking DJ Moore over Amon-Ra every day, and that's what JSN to me is. It's cool.
So wait, before you go too deep in that, do you think DJ Moore is just a slot receiver then, are you saying?
No. No.
Okay. So
no, because that's the thing is, like, this is why it's beautiful. This is what I was saying earlier. Like, I know that people think X receivers have to be 6'2", 215, otherwise they're a Z, and it's
yeah, he's an X. He can play
No,
X,
he's an X.
All right, let me touch on Glenn's question real quick here before it gets too long. He says, I don't care if it's Jerry Rice on the Bears. Until you can protect Justin Fields, your wide receivers don't mean anything. And I got 2 quick points here. I do agree with that. I think we all agree with that a bit. But I also think we have all this money in free agency now and all these picks to now build those lines. We don't have to take a wide receiver at all now. Our wide receiver room is set. Also, I do think the league is changing a bit. If you look at teams like the Bengals, when they took, their fan base said the same thing. They freaked out when they took Jamar Chase and they didn't take Penei Sewell. They said, we need offensive line. Joe Burrow was coming off a torn ACL. They had a bad offensive line. And what really upgraded the offense was getting that alpha receiver. So sometimes receiver can help. When you have a guy you can trust to throw the ball to, it can help just as much as an offensive line. But yes, now the focus should be building that offensive line.
Well, and I think you've brought up a really good point there, Swift. And I'll fight with, I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here because I'll fight with it while I agree with it simultaneously, which is that I think the thing with like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is that Joe Burrow mitigates sacks a lot. I mean, I know he was taking some sacks because he was always trying to go for the big play, but he can get the ball out. And if there's one knock I have on Justin, and it's to his credit, this is why I say it's going to come out both sides of my mouth, is he doesn't necessarily, he holds onto the ball way too long, but he holds on to the ball so long because he understands that he can break off a 65-yarder at any given time. So in some ways, it's a gift and a curse.
Or chuck the ball downfield 50
That's
yards.
what I'm saying. So it works in its own way, but I will say that's the big difference there is these guys that are really good about getting the ball out in a hurry have that advantage to say you don't necessarily need to put a bunch of studs up in front of them. I think it's a little different with Justin Fields. You want to give him as much time without pressure in his face. But I will also say there's absolutely some truth that he was holding onto the ball longer than he needed to last year because every time I tried to throw it to ESB or Pettis, they were dropping every pass I put on their hands.
And you don't trust them either.
Exactly.
So here's the good thing, you all. I have no doubt that Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham will both address the offensive line and defensive line, but especially the offensive line because they were both former offensive linemen. So they know how important it is to protect the quarterback. And with the cap room that we have, the cap that we have now, and the draft picks that we have, the offensive line will be very, very upgraded once the season starts. I can promise you that.
That's a great point. I mean, and he found Braxton Jones in the 5th round
Yep.
last year. He
Yep.
was able to find Tevin Jenkins his best spot on the line. Now he has all these resources. We have 4 picks in the first 65 picks of the draft. We have 7 picks now in the first 150. So, I mean, he's got a chance here to bring in some offensive linemen. Plus, I mean, right tackle's our biggest weakness on the line, and it's probably one of the biggest strengths in free agency.
And beyond that, I mean, you got Darnell Wright, you got Wanye Morris, you got DeJuan Jones, and I mean, I don't necessarily think they're taking DeJuan Jones, but the whole point is you've got right tackles as options as well in the draft. So again, this is what I'm saying. It's what you're talking about, Swift, is that whether it's just overdue at this point or it's just good luck, whatever you want to chalk it up to, the Bears and Ryan Poles find themselves in a very positive situation where they've got, they're flush with cash. And this is the interesting thing too, because I know everybody thinks they're going to just spend to the gills. And I actually think this DJ Moore move was something about that too, which is I've got to spend some of my money. And I just took about 20 million that I have to spend right out of the books because now I'm paying it to DJ Moore. So I don't have to give that yet. Like, that money's now accounted for. And I also don't have to spend it on Miko Hardman or Jacoby Myers or one of these guys.
Well, he said you overpay in free agency, so he just took 20 million that he had to spend and put it on a guaranteed player. That's a great move.
And I mean, and then when you start talking about now, again, I don't think he's just going to spend it all. You've got to, and this is the thing too, is you stay up in that. Not that 9 is cheap if you take the pick there, but one draft pick, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. You trade with the Colts, you trade with the Seahawks. Those players are not cheap. You start getting it a little cheaper as you move back in the draft, where what you pay a Van Ness or a Skoronski is not what you pay a Jalen Carter at 4 or 5. And so some of that comes down to paying for that draft class, as well as, inherently what you're going to do with the free agent market. And so I know everybody thinks they're just going to spend it all out, but I just don't think that's the case. I think that, again, we're talking about flexibility is the name of the game and having different avenues. I don't want to pin myself to a corner of I've spent all my money in free agency on Willie Young and Akeem Hicks and everybody else and Jarrell Freeman suspended. And, now I have nowhere else to go. Like that's the Bears of yesteryear. We're trying to avoid doing that again, which means that you don't just spend it because you have it.
Which means he'll probably be looking for some values in free agency. Welcome, Eddie. Thanks for subscribing, bro. Sorry.
But no, I'm just like Swift, which is why I'm like, yeah, I get it. Javon Hargrave and Draymond Jones. I'd love me some Tierra Tart or some Greg Gaines. I know everybody's like, give me, Marcus Davenport or Yannick Ngakoue, and I'm looking at other, Bobby Okereke, and I'm like, well, give me Quincy Williams instead. This is the thing: is take those B-level swings because oftentimes in free agency, you end up overpaying. So why not just, if you're just taking chances, hand out 2 or 3 B to C level contracts and have them all compete against each other and say, let the cream rise to the top. And if none of you do, sure, that's not a great problem to have, but at least I didn't pay you 20 or 30% over what I should have for you.
Yeah. So, if you all will allow me, I want to take a quick deviation real quick. I'm curious.
All you, baby.
We've been talking about these quarterbacks a little bit, but I'm curious to get you guys' ranking on them. So we got CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and I'm curious to get you guys where you will rank them. Me, CJ Stroud's number 1 for me. I think Bryce Young's number 2. I would probably pick Anthony Richardson 3, and then Will Levis will be 4. But curious to get your guys' ranking of those quarterbacks.
I'll go quickly first because I haven't studied the quarterback class as much because I've said all along, no chance we take them. I think it's kind of a mix of what system you have. There's no clear-cut number 1 guy. I think the best fit for the Panthers is probably C.J. Stroud. I think the best fit for the Texans is Bryce Young. And when we're talking about the Colts or the Raiders, I think their best fit is going to be Anthony Richardson or Will Levis possibly. I mean, maybe C.J. Stroud, but I think he goes number 1. I would rank them probably – I'd have it really close 1 and 2 between C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. I don't know who I'd rank at 1. And then 3, I'd probably put Richardson at 3 just because of his insane upside because I'm just not a big fan of Will Levis. I would probably put Hendon Hooker at 4 and Will Levis at 5, but I haven't studied this quarterback class enough. Jordan, you can tell me your thoughts.
I mean, I will. I can't give you an easy, quick answer because I just think
Oh
nuance
wait,
is pretty.
time out real quick.
Yep.
A super chat here. When we get a top 3 pick next year via Carolina, and still get Marvin Harrison Jr., it's like doing an infinite money glitch. Polls has glitched the game. Hey, I like it. I like it. I like it.
I mean, again, I would gladly have egg all over my face. Call me crazy. I don't think the Panthers are going to be bad next year. I'm not telling you they're winning Super Bowls or anything like that, but I think that the amount of money that they've been, again, money doesn't equate to success, but the amount of money that David Tepper's been throwing around on an all-star coaching staff, and they've got pieces there already with Derek Brown, Shaq Thompson, J.C.
On the
Horn.
defense, what do they have on the
Yeah.
offense?
I mean, they got Taylor Moton and they got Icky at the right tackle, left tackle. They can bring back Bradley Bozeman. They've got Austin Corbett. Their
I'm gonna need you
offensive
to
line's
calm
okay.
down here, Jordan. We all want them to be bad, okay?
I'm letting you again. I'm not telling you they're going to win a bunch of games, but again, it would do me nothing better than to see the Bears cash in on a top 3 pick. But I just don't think that that's how they're going to get down this year. But we'll see. But to me, the quarterback conversation is interesting. I think it requires nuance. Bryce Young to me is the best quarterback by far as at quarterbacking. But I got to be honest, I would never take him. I just can't do it. I've never seen that body type work out in the league. And he's not Kyler. Kyler's thicker.
You said Bryce
he's not
Young?
Baker. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not Kyler. Kyler's thicker. And more explosive and a better arm. Baker Mayfield's a thicker guy. Like even if they were Baker Mayfield or Kyler, there's not a history of that guy showing massive success in the league. And
you're with me. You think they take CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah. So to me, I probably would. To me, I think if you're trading, like for example, if you're trading from 9 to 1, you might as well just swing for the fences. So in that case, I'd probably go Anthony Richardson. I know they're not going to, but this is the thing: is Anthony Richardson is an athletic freak. I think his tape is, if you know what you're looking at, is a little better than it seems. And yes, he's wildly inconsistent, but he can do things that CJ Stroud cannot do. And that's where, don't get me wrong, I think CJ Stroud will likely be the number 1 pick. But CJ Stroud to me is he's kind of an enigma. He has a good arm. It's not a rocket. It's not the best arm you've ever seen. He is incredibly accurate, so he can pin the ball where it needs to go throughout the field. But I don't see him driving a lot of balls. And he's got athleticism, but until the Georgia game and the Peach Bowl, I never saw him really use those legs the way that I saw. So if you're telling me Frank Reich can get CJ Stroud playing like the Georgia game every game of his career, then yeah, absolutely, that's your QB1 in this draft. But again, that's one sample size game of CJ Stroud. I didn't see that throughout. And I saw what I did see is I saw him playing with JSN, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, all of these different all-star great offensive line, and I saw him flourish.
He did have killer receivers. That's a great point. I think that's one thing. The quarterback class, I've tried to kind of stay away from it because unlike the national media, I've said all along, we're not taking Justin Fields, but that'll be interesting to play out. But that's the biggest thing here is if they don't nail that quarterback pick, then it's a historically bad trade for the Panthers. You can't argue that. If they don't nail this pick, like their franchise is set back for possibly a decade. So
which is why, like, I mean, again, I don't mean to keep harping on it, but if like you're David Tepper and you're so damn anxious to go get your guy and you've got all this money to throw around, I'm definitely not paying Ryan Poles, DJ Moore, 2 first-round picks in a second. I'm just sending 2 firsts to Baltimore and signing Lamar Jackson to a contract that you can't match. Like, this is because exactly what you're talking about is they have to hit a home run now. And anything less than a home run is an utter failure and unacceptable.
Okay.
And that is a level of risk I don't want to deal with. I'd rather just go get a proven guy like Lamar.
Oh, when you talk about quarterback, absolutely. So this brings me back to us now, the Bears. We have pick number 9. What do you all think we do with it? Do we stand pat and draft at number 9, or do we trade back on it again?
And I think that's probably the most interesting thing that's going on now. I think free agency is going to play a big part of it.
Yeah.
How many of the holes on this roster does Ryan Poles fill? And does he fill it? I think he might take the approach where he takes a couple of big swings. I think he almost has to take at least one big swing on a big signing, but then the rest might be second or third wave guys. But at number 9, he has so many options right here. It kind of depends on how it falls, but defensive line, offensive line. I loved JSN before this. If we wouldn't have got DJ Moore in this trade, sign me up for JSN. With DJ Moore now, I don't know if we can spend that much more compensation on another receiver. Like that's a lot invested into wide receiver. You got something there, Jordan. I can see it.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
ready.
I'll say this: there's a lot of stuff that can go on, and sure, we'll wait and see if they move off of 9 Viper. But to me, again, just trying to look at it, you have to consider what would somebody be trying to move up to 9 for. And so, sure, maybe that's like Will Anderson fell, or
If a quarterback, I think it comes down to if a quarterback fall. Because we
Yeah.
know 3 quarterbacks are going to go. But if Richardson or Levis are still on the board, and you got a team like the Commanders or even the Seahawks back at 20, say they take
Tennessee.
the Titans, or the Seahawks, any of those teams that have 2 first-round picks as well that want to come up and take a. I don't think Richardson falls, but maybe Levis does.
And so that's what I'm saying, Swift, is like maybe that happens, but I just typically you don't see quarterbacks fall. And they, I look at Detroit or somebody moving up further for that if they wanted to, or taking one of them. I mean, because they're one of the unique situations as well as Seattle, where you've got a unique situation where Geno or Jared Goff can hold you over, and Will Levis and Anthony Richardson do not have to play to start. So again, maybe it happens, but to me, this is it. All of that aside, and we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. What 9 represents to me, without a doubt, there's no question about this. It doesn't matter because, again, you're talking about 8 players have to go, and at the very least, 3 of them are going to be quarterbacks. The way I look at it is that at 9, you are guaranteed to get at the worst, a red chip prospect, a guy that's just below the top.
Well, with
Or
polls saying he
you
has
have blue
7
chips
or
for him.
8 blue chip guys,
Yeah.
with polls coming out and saying that recently, he said he has 7 or 8 blue chip guys, and I'm thinking that means not quarterbacks.
Well, because this is what I mean. Like Tyree Wilson, Will Anderson, Jalen
This
Carter.
is your guy. Someone in the chat just asked about it. Lucas Van Ness. Do you think he's in consideration at 9?
Well, absolutely. You would have. I mean, everybody's going to be like, this guy's a wacko, and I shouldn't listen to him anymore. Swift, you know me. I have conviction in my picks. I was on the Van Ness train before anybody. I would have taken him at 1. Not that I wanted to. Not that that's good value, but to me, he is a unique athlete. He can play. I want him at D end over anything, but he can play 3-tech. He's got the size. If you told him bulk up, because this is the thing about, if you want the negative on Van Ness, he is still ascending and learning. He doesn't have a full toolbox of pass rush moves. And he often, if the bull rush isn't working, he struggles to figure out what's next. Now, he has instances of greatness where he pieces together different moves. But if he's just a brick shithouse that is just driving his hands into people and just blowing up the inside of pockets, then I'll tell him, put on 20 pounds, be this 6'5", 290, 3-tech, and just be explosive and athletic from the inside and put you one-on-one with guards every day, and you're just going to ruin them.
Well, that's what he can do. And I mean, there's a couple guys down there. Go ahead, Viper.
Jordan, did you just sit there and say that quarterbacks typically don't fall because Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, Patrick Mahomes, they all want to talk to you real quick, bro. They want to word.
I know.
They want to word, Jordan. They want to word
Watson,
with you, bro.
I mean,
Well, you know
not
what's
only
interesting
that, I mean, it's not only when you're talking about outside, when you're talking top 3, it's usually a trade up for a quarterback. When you're talking down at 9, that's when you're talking a team could trade up for a corner or even a wide receiver that they really want. Like that happens all the time. It happened last year. Didn't the Saints trade up for Olave?
Yes.
Pretty
yes,
big
they
trade
did.
up.
Now,
Yeah.
but this is the thing is nobody is Olave in this class.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but there's still players there that someone can identify. At 9, it doesn't have to be a quarterback. It could be Devin Witherspoon, the corner from Illinois that a team is in love with, and he's there at 9. And Poles is like, I have him as a blue chip prospect. I know he's good, but this team's offering me a 2nd-round pick to go down 4 or 5 spots. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah. So we got 600, 700 people in the chat right now, and I've been seeing a lot of talk tonight about Bijan Robinson. So chat number 9, chat. Would y'all really take Bijan at number 9? Is that what y'all talking about? Is that what y'all want? I'm curious. I mean, he's very good. He's a good running back.
There's a lot of chat out there. I mean, the thing is with Bijan, I mean, I think a lot of people, I think Jordan is not on this train, but I am on the train that I think Bijan is a generational prospect at running back. I
I actually agree with
still.
that, by the way.
Oh, you agree with that? Okay, okay.
He's a
My
blue
fault.
chip. Like, let me just be very. He's a blue chipper.
Yep.
I just and it's
He'd
just
be in
about
my
value.
9 guys of blue chip. Like in that, Bijan's in there. Just the problem is, I'm probably not taking a running back at 9. So even if I want Bijan, I'm probably gonna trade back, and that's where polls can say, "Hey, this guy's a blue chipper, but I could probably trade down again and get him at 20." And Bijan still, and even if he's not there, it's a running back. So I'll just dip into this talented running back draft class later. But the bottom line to answer that question, I do not want to take Bijan Robinson at number 9. As much as I love that dude, I think he's special. He is a blue chipper to me. I don't take a running back at 9. Like that's
No, because
crazy to
the
me.
thing with the running back market, and I wish that I hope that fans start to understand this, is the running back market is depreciated, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a running back in the first round. But if you're taking a running back in the first round, it means that they have to be generational, which I do believe Bijan is. So fine, we'll check that box. But you also have to have a mostly complete roster. They're usually the finishing touch, a guy that's really going to take you to the next level. The Bears are not there. They still have a lot to add. And I do think that a blue chip prospect like Bijan would really help an offense. But the reality is, too, is when you think about running back life, if you're taking a running back in the first round, truly speaking, you're basically tied to them for 6 years tops. You're going through their rookie contract, then you're putting the 5th-year option on them, and then if they're still not worn down and the tread is still available on the tires, then you're doing the Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley of, I'm going to tag you for year 6, but I am never giving you this massive deal because unless you're Derrick Henry, it often doesn't work out.
I
And
like it.
so that's the thing is like, yeah, I guess I can take Bijan and I'm getting 6 years with him, but I've got other things to worry about. Like
I
I've
will
got to
say
build
there's
in other
something you missed
places.
there is the dynamic. The one thing that Bijan, if you do get a special running back, and this is why I think some fans wanted Saquon as well, is that dynamic in the backfield, Justin Fields and Bijan Robinson, is going to drive defensive coordinators crazy. So just for a minute, let's step outside the box and just say, okay, so they do take Bijan at 9, or maybe they trade back and get him at 14 or 15 or something. Let's think about that offense then. You got Justin Fields, you got Bijan Robinson, you got DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet.
Damn.
Obviously, Poles is going to have to go hard on the offensive line and free agency and defensive line in order for something like that to even come across. But he does have those 3 picks from 53 to 64. So, I mean, you can address other positions in the 2nd and 3rd round. What would be your thought, Jordan and Viper, if they did take Bijan?
I'll let Viper go ahead.
So this is cool because one of actually the single biggest criticism about Ryan Poles last year was that he got Justin Fields no help. So fast forward to this year, he just made the trade of the franchise's history and he got DJ Moore. And he also accumulated more draft picks. And he stuck by Justin Fields. He didn't entertain any thoughts of trading him. So clearly he is in on Justin Fields and he wants to build around Justin Fields. Now, we'll see what he does with free agency next week. But if I feel like if he can get a couple of pieces in free agency as far as offensive line and different things like that, then you kind of have a possibility of maybe drafting a Bijan Robinson in the 1st round. Now, will you take him at 9? That might be a little bit high. Maybe Poe could trade back a few picks and still get him at maybe 15, 20 if he's still available. I think Bijan Robinson will go in the 1st round because he is such a good generational talent. I think a lot of people were saying that he might slip to the 2nd. I don't think he's going to the 2nd because, again, running backs like him don't come around that often. So they're already comparing him to Saquon Barkley. So I think he's going 1st round. But where could Poe pick him up if that's something that he wants to do? I don't know if 9 is the right move for that, but I don't know if I would be mad either. So
I wouldn't be mad. Like I said, I'm all about if you can get a blue chipper, take the best player available. You don't just draft on need. And this is where it's at. Where like you need other positions. So sure, if there's a blue chipper in like Peter Skoronski or Bijan, then go ahead and take Skoronski. But I'm never going to knock somebody for taking a blue chip talent. And if that's what you're finding at 9 and that's who you take, then take them. But I just think that again, you could probably get better returns elsewhere. And it's not that Bijan's not going to be great for you, but this also you got to think about this offense is really predicated upon fast feet, decision making, a guy that can home run hit. And I love Bijan. He's my type of running back, but
He's not a home run hitter though.
he's not a home run hitter. He
Nope.
dances a lot in the backfield and he's patient and all of those good things that make him a blue chipper. But if we're just talking about like running back value, he doesn't necessarily fit what this scheme's about, which is why David Montgomery wasn't truly a fit. Like David Montgomery's a great guy and he'll always fall forward for the 3 or 4 yards. But there was a reason that he wasn't breaking off the runs that Khalil Herbert was. And that's kind of the same thing. And I would never tell you to take Jahmyr Gibbs at 9. But if we're even talking about just like what's the better fit, Jahmyr Gibbs' skill set makes more sense in that wide zone scheme. And again, this draft class of running backs is so deep that
I was going to touch on that. What guys, just give me 2 or 3 other guys then that fit the skill set that we could get in the range of the 3rd to 5th round. I think Zach Charbonnet would be one. Do you have 3 other guys?
I'll be very quick. It's Zach Charbonnet, it's Roshan Johnson, and then to me, you're talking about, like a Tanks Bigsby.
Okay.
Yeah, we were looks like we were just working out Roshan Johnson too. Let's
Love
talk about
Roshan.
let's talk about
Evan
somebody
Hull?
that we I'll go ahead, Ryan. I'll go ahead. Swifty.
What about the Northwestern running back?
Oh, Evan Knoll?
Yeah.
Or Evan Hull, yeah. I mean, it's fine. Like, this is what I'm talking about, though, is none of them are Bijan, but it's
Okay.
always about return. So, like, if Bijan's a 10 out of 10, what is Zach Evans or Zach Charbonnet or Roshan Johnson or Tyjae Spears or, any of these guys? What are they? Are they 8/10? Like, okay, sure, we're losing two 10ths on there of Bijan to them, but Bijan's going to cost me 15 overall. And what does Zach Charbonnet cost me? 65? Like 61? Like this is where we're at. Like that's the difference. And to me, I will always stand for running backs and say that generational difference making running backs matter. But I'm also going to sit there and say usually you want those as the finishing piece. So like Bijan to Philly or Bijan to Buffalo makes a lot of sense.
Not to mention that Ryan Poles waited, I think, to round 6 last year to draft Tristan Ebner. So I don't know how much precedent he puts on running backs, but if last year is any indication, it's not very high. But I want to talk about somebody that we haven't really touched on tonight. Tyree Wilson. What are your guys' thoughts on Tyree Wilson?
I think he's a perfect fit. I think me and Jordan both kind of agree here that he can play edge or 3 tech. I think if he's there at 9, I think he's a perfect fit. I think he's a guy that if he's on the board, we probably don't trade down. We probably take him. It comes down to whether or not the Seahawks take him at 5, honestly, is probably our biggest question mark with that.
I'm not in Ryan Poles' mind, but I think Tyree Wilson's probably one of the blue chippers he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would
Definitely.
say definitely he is.
So, I mean, yeah, if he's there at 9, I think you probably I don't even know if Poles gets to make the call. I think Flus steals the phone out of his hand and goes, "That's my guy." And like, I don't think that you don't even have a conversation at that point. That's the guy. But
yeah, if Tyree Wilson's there, I think he ends up being the pick, honestly. I think that would almost be a shoo-in.
Yeah, and to me, again, maybe I'm wrong, but I got to be honest. Right now, it sure looks like he would be. And I only say that because if you look at the Lions, they don't need edge. They're looking for interior, so they take a Jalen Carter. And sure, they could see Tyree Wilson as an interior guy, but I think they're going for more of that pass rush interior guy. That's why they drafted Levi Unzurike, who hasn't been good so far. He's been injured.
We almost missed this real quick. How do you think Nolan Smith compares to Micah Parsons? We had a super chat coming here.
That's a great question.
He might be faster than Micah.
He's as athletic as Micah, but it's a very good comp. But to me, I don't see the splash in Nolan Smith's tape that you saw with Micah Parsons.
I think if he gets fully healthy, he could be. That's probably his upside. That's probably his ceiling. But so far, he hasn't shown that he can reach that ceiling. What up, Kenny? Welcome to the stream, man. We're just going over. It's crazy news, man. I mean, if you didn't see, we got DJ Moore. We got a ton of picks from the Carolina Panthers. We're talking about draft options at number 9. What we think about the draft, who we think will take at 9, what we think of DJ Moore. Just kind of covering all the bases there. Someone asked also if I think there's any chance David Montgomery's back. I would say right now, we'll just give it a percentage here. I'm gonna say 25. I was between 20 and 30 here. I'm just gonna go with 25. 25% chance he comes back. 75% chance he's gone. Viper, what do you give it?
Ooh, I'm gonna go 40 because he has such a good relationship with the organization. However, like you guys have been saying all night, the running back class is so deep that Poe can get somebody in the fourth, fifth round and pay very little for them. So it's not a good chance for David, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's funny to me. I think that David Montgomery is a guy that, with the Bears at least, there's going to need to be a mutual level of respect and understanding for both sides, which is very much that we love everything that you're about. We love everything that you provide. You're the soul of a locker room, and although we're transitioning a little bit, like Justin Fields is a leader now, it's not you and Mitchell Trubisky, so we don't necessarily need you to be that leader, but we love everything you've done, and we do probably see an impetus to say we pay the proven talent that shows up and works hard every day, and it sets a good message to the locker room about your values as who you pay your players. But I also think at some point it's going to take David Montgomery to say, do I want to stay comfortable at home where I've bought a house and have a family starting and all of these things?
What's the percentage you put on it?
60% staying.
60% staying. I like it.
Wow,
I
okay.
like it. That's surprising. No.
I do, because I actually think he's going to go out to it. And this is the problem. Like, I don't know David. So if David goes out there and he's truly just like, I just want my money. So, if the Lions want to give me 12 and the Bears want to give me 8, I'm always taking the more. Like, if he's that level where I am always about the dollars. So I don't care if a team offers me 200,000 more a year, I'm going with them.
I don't think
And
that's
sure,
money, yeah.
but I don't either. So
I
this
like
is the
that.
thing.
I like your thought process there. I kind of think he's gonna get a better contract from some team that's gonna make him a priority that he kind of has to take because he's never been paid. I do think he's a loyal guy, but he was a third round pick. He's never been paid, so he kind of has to take this payday. And unless we're in the ballpark, he's gonna have to take it.
I just don't know where he's going to get that contract from, which is why I think he's going to go out there and probably find that the market's not as hot as he thought it was. And there's going to be a coming to Jesus moment of, okay, you said 6, Ryan. I'm not doing 6, but why don't we do 8? And okay, 7.5. Let's do it. Like, I think it's one or more of those, because this is the thing, Swift. Tell me who's signing him.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. It's with Montgomery. Yes, you're getting a worker, a good blocker, good receiver, well-rounded back. But you are also signing a guy that isn't explosive. Like, the one Achilles heel with Montgomery is he's never going to give you a 65-yard run consistently. So what is the team that's like, sign me up for $9 to $10 million a year for a guy that's never going to hit it? Like, who's that team?
No, that's a great point. I mean, I think Daryl just said it's a tough call on Monty. I don't see polls offering him much money, which is why I put it that low. But your point about, I think Monty is a guy where if we're in the ballpark, he wants to stay in Chicago. His heart's here, but I think we need a more explosive running back. I think it's a killer running back draft class. Mm-hmm. So I think all those things just go against Monty. But I love Monty. I don't want to spend too much time on him, though. We're going to go back and talk some more about this trade.
He said, I love Monty, but I don't want to spend too much time on him.
Hey, Monty, I love you, man, but we'll figure that out soon. Tonight is the night of DJ Moore, the Carolina Panthers.
I know you can't pull it up, Swift, but let me just, for the fans that are here, however many hundred are in the chat, get yourself a $10 NFL Plus subscription, or just find a way to watch. I don't care how you do it. Go watch the Panthers play the Broncos this year, and then go watch how DJ Moore routinely worked.
Or just wait. I'll break that whole game down, all 22.
But here's the thing. Watch DJ Moore.
Game? Okay. All right.
Watch DJ Moore, how he routinely just made life hell for a top 5-ish corner in Patrick Surtain II.
That's what you need from a number 1 receiver. And
that's what I'm saying. Patrick Surtain is, I'm not joking here. He's like a top 5 corner, and that's being generous, because I think I even think Jalen took a step back. So when we start talking top corners, I think it's AJ Terrell, it's Pat Surtain, JC Horn's on the come up. Obviously Sauce. So you're talking about Pat Surtain, who's a pro's pro. and you got DJ Moore, leaving him like, hey, go pick up your ankles, buddy. Like that I'm telling you,
Yo,
it's different. It's
yo,
different.
Shot-Town, you must have just got here because we were just talking about the prospect of drafting Bijan.
Yeah, we just were talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We don't think it's going to happen in 9. If we trade back, then maybe, and that's still a big maybe because I don't think Brian Poe placing that much high of a value on running back. So
Yeah, we
probably
actually
not.
all just touched that, so you'll have to
Yeah.
rewind a little bit there.
Yep.
Yeah, just rewind a little bit or go back later. But we just went over that. Bijan's a special talent, but we just don't think running back. We don't think the investment in running back. The same reason, or at least I think the general consensus is here. I know this is how I feel, but I think these guys kind of agreed with me. Is we don't want to put that much of an investment into running back, whether it's paying Monty big money or drafting Bijan high. I do think having a talent like Bijan in the backfield is different than having Monty in the backfield. Like,
Yes.
if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather spend, if I could somehow get Bijan the second round pick, sign me up all day. Like, I don't want to spend a first on him, though. I don't want to spend number 9 on him. But we're talking, I mean, DJ Moore is the talk of the night. I mean, he's a killer. Jordan was just telling us he beat the heck out of one of the best corners in the league, Patrick Surtain.
Here's the thing, Swift and Viper, about DJ Moore is I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, his explosiveness, his route running, but if you watch him play, and I don't mean to sound like I'm some Carolina Panthers seeker fan, but I do enjoy that franchise a lot, and so I'm not naive to his game. When you watch DJ Moore, he'll surprise DBs because it's not that he doesn't look explosive, but he's got a unique gait, which is the way, he takes his strides in his routes. And so he'll mix it up with tempo, but then he'll just burst on you like that. Just like, so it looks a certain way and it looks like I'm getting set up here. And I take a read, a react step, a triangle step there. And then before I know it, he turned on the burners and I'm trying to catch up and he's 3 yards ahead of me. And like there's a touchdown, or should have been a touchdown. I forget if he scored or not, on Pat Surtain the second in the end zone.
No, that's one of the things where you see about
draft.
him, the way he runs. You can see it even on reverses or when they hand the ball off.
Yep.
His speed is so deceptive. Like,
Yep.
reverses don't work that much in the NFL. As Bears fans, we know, like, how many times we ran reverses and they go for negative yards. Like,
but you're spot on. It's about if you look a certain way, like your gait or your
his
speed looks,
feet, yeah, like his stride is just, and then he's just on you so quick. And his normal speed, like he looks like a 4-4 guy when he's, but that's not even when he's turning it on. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's got this 4-2 like burst.
Well, you know who that is. That's and I'm not saying they're the same player, but like just to really hammer home your point. You know who also did really well on reverses and end arounds was Christian Watson. The same reason. It's this guy who looks like it's going to take some time for him to get up to top mileage, top speed,
but
and before you know it, it's just like I'm gone. And that is the problem. That was the Percy Harvin thing. Like, and to be, they're not the same player, but to me, like DJ Moore reminds me a lot of Percy Harvin in the sense that he's not the biggest guy, but he's got some muscle to him. And he is just a ball of energy and explosiveness and excitement and agility. But where he's a little different than Percy is the route running acumen is different. Like he knows how to set guys up. And
he's also, he's way harder to bring down. Like, honestly, when I was watching him, I don't know if it was just the Panthers jersey or what, but he had a little bit of Steve Smith in his game with his run after the catch. When he gets the ball, he's not only violent and hard to tackle, but he's insanely elusive. I literally saw him do moves that you don't even see in Madden, where he runs a little circle and he runs another little circle and gets the outside, and you're just like,
well, and I put this on Twitter today, and I'm sure you all remember Draft Heads, but like when he was drafted, Steve Smith had said, they've been trying to replace me for a while, and they've never been able to do it until they drafted this guy.
And they gave him up. Can we just take a minute? Time out. Let's just
King Cole, baby. King Cole.
Here's the thing, Viper and Swift, like he's a pro too. Like there was a moment last year when Matt Rule called him out and said he needs to catch better and all this, and the reporters confronted him and handled it like a true professional. He was definitely disgruntled, but didn't throw his arms up, didn't demand a trade. He's been a consummate professional. Wasn't even upset that they're rebuilding, hiring a new staff. It wasn't like there were reports like DJ Moore wants out. And you had Ryan Poles go, "Look, I don't care what you want or
I'm
what you think
taking him.
this is. Yeah, I don't know what you think this is going to be, but
Give
like,
me David Putney. I want
yeah, like,
David Putney just for the hell of it.
yeah,
Like,
like that's what this was. Is like, look, I know. Let's be very clear here. You want number one. I hear you loud and clear. I want to make that happen,
I want all
Scott."
those picks, and I want DJ Moore.
And they were like, well, Ryan, like, what about just the 25 first? Did you hear me, Scott? I said I want a DJ Moore. Well,
And
but
that's
like,
great. And that's the
Yeah.
reports coming
Chris
out that
Ballard's on the other line, Scott. Like Chris
yeah.
Ballard's on the other
Chris
line. Like,
Ballard
Literally.
keeps calling me. Wait,
That's right.
I got Round Carth
players
on
out
here
yo.
too.
Don't waste my time out here. Listen,
Hey.
y'all. I'll go ahead with you.
Oh, I was just reading the chat. No, go ahead. That's a you vibe.
So I see a lot of chitter chatter in the chat about Valence Jones, and listen, I was clowning him just as much as the next person last year. But to be fair to Valence Jones Jr., the dude practically missed all of training camp, OTAs, and whatnot. He missed the first 4 games of the season. He never really got a chance to like properly integrate with the team. So of course he had a rocky start. I expect Valence Jones to be a lot better this season now that he's going to have the full off season to train OTA, training camp, and preseason and all that stuff. Because he missed all the preseasons, I believe, too, last year. So he missed a lot of time last year. But
He's also
now
got
that
no
he'll have time to
expectations
integrate.
now. I mean,
What's that?
he's got no expectations either
that's
with
he
DJ Moore
have
here.
some.
I mean,
He'll not from us, but he'll have expectation from Matt Eberflus for sure. But I think Valence Jones is going to be a lot better than people think that he is. I think he's going to do a lot better next season. That'd be my
well,
guess.
and that's the thing though, Viper is like it, and I hope you're right. He doesn't even have to be, which is Swift's points. There's no expectations. Like if he comes in as a wide receiver 4 and he amounts to, what Demarcus Robinson or Mecole Hardman were for the Chiefs, like Devin Duvernay or Prochet or anything. Like that's the thing is you no longer have to really do anything. If everything goes the way it's planned, and again we'll see the results, but if it all works the way it should, I don't really need anything from you, Valus. I just need you to do like 200 yards and be a return specialist.
and that's the
Because
thing. Also, I mean, defensive attention as well is when Valus came into the game this year. I mean, we didn't have a number one taken away as the attention. I mean, we had Mooney out there. We never even had Mooney and Claypool really get to play together. So, I mean, you think now when Valus comes into the game, they're going to have DJ Moore to worry about. They're going to have Claypool to worry about. Valus isn't the guy they're worrying about. You could just have him come in and run those 40-yard flies downfield, and when he gets open, let Justin Fields launch it because he's not going to have the defensive attention on him. I think this is just huge for our offense overall. He's a number one receiver. Like, that's what everybody's wanted, right? Everybody said it.
And here's the thing. Again, it's all about how DJ Moore's arrival matriculates down to the other players. And like this is the thing is, I know for a fact, because this is again, we have to look at what's proven. What does history say? I know for a fact what Darnell Mooney is when he's not the number one center of attention. Because this year, teams were doubling him and he had to try to work through all that and call it whatever you want. It just didn't work out.
No, it didn't.
I know what Darnell Mooney looks like when there's another guy on the other side that causes more attention being paid to him. And that is, this is not like theory. It is a fact that DJ Moore will command more attention than Darnell Mooney, just the way that Allen Robinson did. And I know what that does when Darnell Mooney's in that. Now, again, we'll see what happens with Claypool, but Claypool's always been better when he's not been the number one guy.
And that's what the one thing that that's here that you can't even he's at least Deontay Johnson. He's better than Deontay Johnson, but he's at least that in this offense. Go ahead, Viper.
Listen, I'm gonna need y'all to calm down in the chat. We are not trading Darnell Mooney, okay? We're not doing that. Stop it. Y'all out of control out here.
Because that's asinine. Like, why would you?
No, we're not. I think
what is the
they're
point? Why would I
talking
get it?
about that because Mooney and Claypool are both now on the last year of their contract.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and kick that can down the road to at least the trade deadline because
one of them will get extended. And
I'm not going to get a weapon for Fields and then go, hey, thanks for the weapon, Scott. I appreciate it. But like, let me go ahead and kick Darnell Mooney out. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Mooney and Claypool are both going to be here 100% this year. And I think there's at least 90% chance that they both get extended by next year as well. I think it's possible maybe he could let one of them walk next year, but I don't see that either. He would at least I think, put a transition tag on him to allow him to match
Yeah.
an offer. Like, he's not
And to
just going to
be
let those guys walk. We have too much money.
and to be clear, like what you're again, I'm not at all saying DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool or Higgins, Boyd, and Chase, but what you're trying to do is build that same level of a lineup where theoretically, like here's the thing, you got to be mindful that if DJ Moore performs as he should, he's looking at a payday in 2 years. And then you have two guys this year in Claypool and Mooney that need to get paid. So it is going to be a tight squeeze. But what you're also hoping is that if DJ Moore is really that dude and he's the one taking up all of the target share, then I can go back to Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool off of what would be called a bad year. Again, it's not a bad year. It's just you weren't putting up number one numbers. So now all I'm hoping is that other teams didn't see you as a number one because you weren't taking the bulk of the target share. And now I get to say, Darnell, don't you want to stick around for 15, 16? Hey, Chase, you've been our wide receiver 3, but we still really believe in you. How about you come back for, 15, 16? I can start fitting those guys in at that price, assuming nobody else says, hey, Chase, hey, Darnell, here's 23 a year, which could happen. But again, usually if you're doing that, which we saw, and Christian Kirk had a great year that led up to that, but traditionally Mooney and Claypool would have had to have 1,000-yard seasons for them to be able to sit there and go, no, I'm taking it to the market and I'm going to get a $21, $22 million deal. And I
Yeah,
hope
they're
I'm
not.
wrong, but I
They're
don't think
not.
that's
I mean, unless they blow up and have a huge year, like they're not going to be trying to walk away. I also think something that people don't understand is the chemistry that they're building in this locker room. I think those guys both really like being in an offense with Justin Fields. They don't want to. Mooney definitely doesn't want to go anywhere else. He works out. If Mooney goes somewhere else, you think he's going to have the chemistry with a quarterback like he does Fields, even if he's there for 4 years? Like, probably not. So,
And that's Swifty. That's that Monty talk. Which again, not that we need to totally go back to that, but it's that whole point of I want players to get paid. I don't think Mooney or Claypool are going to say I'll take 2 cents on the dollar, but I don't always think that they're going to have the leverage to go, no, you're going to pay me 120% of what I'm worth. I think that there's always an opportunity if every other piece of the equation is correct to go. I'm not trying to shaft you, Mooney or Chase, but what if I give you 85% of what it should be? You don't have to change offenses. You know this culture.
and
You
they're-
keep your
and he
house. Like
also is like, "Hey, I want to keep you both." Like, we're trying to build
we're
a whole
building something here.
offense now here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, now I don't know if Mooney or people have called Mooney a number one before. I mean, Claypool thinks he's one of the top 5 receivers in the league, but both of them will probably also get a little bit of a wake up call when DJ Moore gets in town and they see how good this guy is. They're going to be like, we got to work better to be as good as him. Or maybe they'll both say, hey, I'm not quite on that level yet. I can't ask for more money than DJ Moore, who's only getting $20 million a year. Like, that could help us. I mean,
I gotta
Oh
laugh
yeah,
just
they're gonna.
because
They got to rate their game for sure.
I'm laughing. I don't know why it came to my head. I'm literally just thinking right now as I'm sitting here talking about DJ Moore. Because I see it. I know it's gonna happen. You're going to get to training camp and you're gonna see these Twitter clips come out of DJ Moore just mossing people, just owning people in practice. Like, and the only reason I come to that is because I remember what it was when you saw AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill catching these deep balls in training camp, and people were like, "Oh my goodness!" And I'm telling you, now again, we'll see what it means in the regular season, but I'm telling you, just get ready for it. It's going to happen where DJ Moore is out here just making the defense look foolish in practice. And if you start seeing that, I'm just telling you, use it as a reference point. It meant something with Tyreek. It meant something with AJ Brown. It meant something with Devontae Adams. Like all those guys. This is the thing is, it's a proven track record. I'm not telling you anything's ever 100%, but it worked with Devontae. It worked with AJ Brown. It worked with Stephon Diggs. It worked with Tyreek Hill. Like this is a proven method and route to
this
how to get a difference maker.
this is how you improve your offense in the NFL is basically what he's saying is. And when you look around the landscape of the NFL right now, last year there were a couple number one receivers available. This year there aren't. Like, who's the only guy who possibly, I mean, you can put DeAndre Hopkins in there, but he's not really in the same class because he's not, like Jordan said, he's too old. He's not going to be a guy who's here for 10 years. So the only guy you can really think might be on that level is T. Higgins. And we didn't have to give up anything to get DJ Moore. He was basically a throw-in in this trade. Like
Yep.
that's
crazy.
Well, because that's the
And
thing too is like I don't think that T Higgins
Interesting.
is leaving. If we're being honest,
I
like
don't
think
either. Yeah, no,
they're
I
going to
don't
send
either.
off Tyler Boyd before they ever send off T Higgins,
And
then
Joe
now we can have
Mixon,
that
like they can get
conversation.
rid of Mixon and Tyler Boyd. Everyone's like, well, they can't pay all. It's like they're paying so many people. They're letting Jesse Bates walk. They could get rid of Mixon, Tyler Boyd, but we got DJ Moore, guys.
here's the other thing, you all. We got DJ Moore, and Ryan Poles has all these picks. He has all the money. How attractive are the Chicago Bears to free agents right now? Everybody and their mama is probably going to be wanting to come here. You see how much they love Justin Fields. As much as the national media was trying to downplay Justin Fields, NFL players came out like, yo, no, that dude's a dog. Like, that's the man you want. Even the prospects at the combine are like, no, these people don't know what they're talking about. Justin Fields is not a damn running back. He is a quarterback. Have you seen that man throw? So we just became that much more of an attractive destination for free agents, yo. Like, this is going to be lovely next week.
Oh, I think a couple of those offensive linemen are definitely going to want to come play here. When you see,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just imagine there's people out there probably just wanting to load up Madden right now. They want to play with Justin Fields and DJ Moore. If I wasn't doing this right now, I would have DJ Moore all 22 on one side, and I might just be playing a game or two of Madden just to. I got to throw a couple to DJ Moore just to, but. This is a dream come true, guys. Like we got, like I've said all along, yeah. FGB, tell him Eddie, my boy Eddie. But I've said all along, the dream of this scenario was to trade down and get more picks. Okay, so I want to break it down like this for you guys real quick. If we would have traded down and just gotten the 2024 first and the 2025 second. And the second this year, that's an A+ trade in my opinion. Like, if you would have told me that before the season ended, that we get the number 1 pick and then trade it down and get another first and 2 seconds, that's an A+. And then if you would have told me we just traded down from 1 to 9 and got just DJ Moore, to me that's also an A+. Like, I would have traded down from 1 to 9 for DJ Moore. This is obviously before the value of this pick went up. And that's the thing I don't think people realize is this was a bidding war. This was a win. This was a huge win. Go ahead,
because that's the thing. So, like, to me, I wish that, I shouldn't say I wish, maybe people do realize this, but to me, what I look at it like is, I think that you could have always said that, and 24 first, 25th first. That was the rumor as of last week at the combine. So that would have been like, okay, sounds about right. Wow, that's pretty cool. He got 3 first round picks for moving back. And like I said, it follows the chart from that 49ers to Dolphins trade. So it's all apropos. The thing that I was blown away, which is why I put out the tweet like, yo, call somebody for me because I don't know what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, because it's just, I loved the Panthers as a choice, but I always said they're just not going to part with their players. Like, Derek Brown would have been cool. He's an interior defensive lineman, could play that one tech, kind of like a Deron Payne style, but he's a top 5 pick. They're not going to get rid of him. And they just told the Rams no to 2 first-round picks for Ryan Burns. And why the hell would they ever strip away DJ Moore when they're going to draft a quarterback?
That's the craziest thing, and I've said it all along. I think I've talked about this a couple times. If the Panthers, I thought were the best trade scenario the whole time, but I never imagined that we had any shot of getting DJ Moore. Because if you're the Panthers and you're moving up to number 1, any analyst will say this. Anyone on NFL Network or ESPN or even a fifth grade school teacher is going to tell you, you don't trade up to number 1 to get a quarterback and get rid of your number 1 receiver that are really hard to find. What are your thoughts on that, Viper? I see you over there.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point that you bring up. Like, whoever the Panthers draft with the number 1 overall pick, who are they going to throw it to? So I'm guessing they're going to have to end up drafting a receiver in this draft class too at some point. I guess
they're not
that's
getting
probably
DJ Moore.
Yeah, they're not going to DJ Moore, but they got to get somebody. So I'm guessing that's probably what they'll do with the 39 the pick number 39, which they kept, which I wanted to take for them too, but whatever. So they'll probably end up drafting a receiver at some point. But yeah, that's pretty hard, man. When you take away somebody like a DJ Moore and you got a rookie quarterback coming in, like you want to have a safety blanket for that rookie quarterback. And who is that for them right now? I don't know.
They have Terrence Marshall's really their only guy they have over there right now.
Yeah, Terrace, Tommy, and then LaVisca.
Yeah. Oh, they got LaVisca too. You're right.
So,
Also, how is DJ Moore feeling right now? Because I think he found out about the trade on Twitter.
He's happy, bro.
I think he should be. He should be very happy. Absolutely. He finally gets a legitimate quarterback for once in his life.
I mean, like, here's the thing is if you look, and I don't believe numbers or everything. I actually believe there's so much more nuance in numbers, but DJ Moore just came off of his worst year since his rookie year. And that year was still 7 touchdowns, 800 yards, almost 900 yards, 14 yards of reception, like, catch rate of 53%. Like, it's, again, these are the things where we talk about trust, and he's coming off of his worst year, and he's still outperforming what most Bears receivers do on a yearly.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, he had 3 straight years where he basically had 1,200 yards receiving.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just meaning it for context. Like, yeah, even on the downswing, it's still his worst years are better than most good years for the Bears.
And he had Burger King workers at quarterback. So, I mean.
Wow.
Oh man, that's just great.
Like,
it's insane. I mean, I've this whole time I've been like, are we dreaming? Like, this is insane. The fact that Jordan was happy too, that always makes me happy too.
Well, yeah, you should. Viper doesn't know me too well, but I'll fill you in, Viper. This is where Swift's taking a jab at me, and I appreciate it because he'll be the first to tell you. I'm that asshole that's like, what do you mean that Poles was signing Ogunjobi when Ogunjobi was hurt? What do you mean that he
can be a negative Nancy sometimes?
Like, I am very like, hey man, I'm harsh. I want the Bears to be good, and so like I said, we'll see what happens with the results. But I just want to always be able to look at a situation and say, I can see a thread of like reasoning and logic and pragmatic, logic reasoning for why we're doing things.
Listen,
and it's hard to be angry at this. Like, why would you be angry?
Not tonight, no, but I kind of feel like there's been a lot of undue criticism placed on Ryan Poles for some things that I don't feel like he should have been criticized for. There are people still criticizing him, and maybe rightfully so. We'll find out in this season. But they're criticizing him about getting rid of the number 2 draft pick for Claypool.
Yeah.
I think it's still a little bit too early to judge that because we haven't really had a chance to see Claypool like fully integrated with the offense.
We basically got 3 second-round picks now.
Well,
so I mean,
and I mean that's a funny one. We don't have to totally get into that, but I have to say my piece because that shit bothers me when I hear people say Claypool's a waste of a pick, and I'm like,
no, get into it. Let's go. Get into it. Tell us how you feel. Tell us how you
it's
feel.
Just like if you look at history, where are ever the examples of a wide receiver trade mid-season at the deadline where they ever perform amazing? It just doesn't exist. I think Deion Branch is and maybe Braylon Edwards, like one of the two that had it. It's really not a good track record. Then you add in that he was hurt. The offensive line wasn't good. And then we
didn't throw the ball.
Just as an icing on top of the cake, you go ahead and let me know when at pick 33, if that's what it was, or pick 32, please go ahead and let me know when you find 6'3", 230, running 4.4, who can play power slot, can play outside. He's got a unique skill set. His athletic score is off the charts.
He's already proven he can play in the NFL his rookie season.
So, I mean, and this is the thing, too, is like, oh, man, Chase Claypool didn't do anything in Pittsburgh. I'm like, the last time he did something good was when Ben had half of an arm still. Oh. And since then, he'd been playing under Matt Canada. Like, this is the thing is like, don't tell me that guy's not worth it when I can sit here and just rattle off the reasons why it made sense.
Just for the upside alone, even if you take out his 8-touchdown rookie season the last time he had a real quarterback, he's a guy with the size and speed that you can really only compare to about 2 guys in NFL history, DK Metcalf and Calvin Johnson Jr.
Yep.
Like, that's the potential this guy has. Trading a second-round pick for him all day. Like, he's only 24 years old. Like,
I'll be honest, Swift. I had said before, and I have it on receipts, that I wouldn't have given more than a third for Claypool. And I still think what you paid for him was rich. But again, yesterday's price is not today's, and you need to realize that Green Bay was in the trade talks and everything like that. But to add more to it, the reason why I still can rattle off all those reasons why this is worth it is, even if I said I would have only paid a third for him, I also never thought you were going to get a second for Roquan. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to tell me that
they swapped those out,
would you be willing to swap Roquan for Claypool and move back about 10 spots? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I would. I don't have to pay Roquan 20 million. I get a cheaper receiver that's still young and he's athletic freak and he's cheap. And you want me to move down 15 spots in a round with prospects I don't need, nobody solidified? Yeah, I mean, I'll take that.
Our guy Cliff just made a great point here. I mean, the Packers wanted Claypool and DJ Moore.
Yep. They did.
They get to see him twice a year now.
Right.
Which, by the way, like that should tell you something, because who's the offensive coordinator for the Bears? Where did he come from? Like, he knows exactly what that.
Hey, that's a great point there. Like, because if LaFleur and however you say their whatever you say their GM's name, if they've identified these guys as fits in the Green Bay offense, and Getsy has as well, because we run a similar style offense here, these guys are going to tear it up. Like, but I wanted to add on to Jordan's point. Until recently, what you were saying about Claypool getting traded mid-season, also we didn't throw the ball much. But on top of that, until a few years ago, even wide receivers in free agency, when they signed with new teams, normally took a while to get adjusted. It's not something you just join a team and then, sorry, my cat just jumped on my lap out of nowhere. You don't normally just join a team and then
it doesn't
have instant success. That's what the off season is for, when you install the programs and you do the mini camps. The NFL is really about timing and perfect execution. And until your quarterback and receiver are on the same page, unless you're Tom Brady and Randy Moss, you're not just going to go out there and have a ton of success.
And that's the thing too, is like, and I mean, again, we'll never really know what was going on behind the scenes last year, but like some of the usage of Claypool was a little bit inexcusable and weird too. Like, he came out and they started throwing him deep go routes, and he was catching some pass interference and getting some contested catches on Sauce Gardner. And then for whatever reason, after he got hurt, they just didn't go back to it. And again, I don't know what that is. Maybe the tank was in, who knows what was going on, but like, for whatever reason, I don't think that they were putting him in the best chance to succeed either. And then you add into that, maybe some of that's because you're now forced to put a square peg in a round hole because Mooney's out, and now Claypool's your one, and Valus is kind of this quasi weapon who will burn the Bills, but he's dropping other things. So I think that it's exactly what you're saying, Swift. Now, and this is the beautiful part, is you're not like Justin doesn't have to go, who are we bringing in or who am I working with? It's, hey, as soon as you want to get with DJ Moore and Darnell and Cole and you want to go down to Atlanta or wherever you want to do, like, this is your weaponry. This is what we're serving you up with. You make it work, and then trust us to build you a brick wall and protect you. And Justin, we're going to put the weight on your shoulders to make sure that you get the chemistry and the development where it needs to be, so that by the time training camp and you're working out all those things, you know the offense, because this is year 2. You understand what we're going to run. You start lining these guys up in the places they need to be, and you start getting familiar with what it is to throw to Claypool regularly, to Mooney, to DJ Moore. Oh, I like the way Claypool runs this route, or I like the way he high points it here. I really like the timing that I have with DJ Moore.
And what he's saying, basically, they can start doing that right now. I mean, those off-season workouts, like you said it, he knows who his receivers are. He can call up DJ Moore tomorrow and be like, trying to come down here and work out with me and Mooney?
Yeah,
like, Mooney's already down here. Claypool's coming down Tuesday.
Like Kyler and Jalen, who got Marquise Hollywood Brown and AJ Brown respectively, didn't get that start until about a month and a half from now. Justin has got that start before free agency even starts.
Listen, y'all, Roquan Smith is not the best linebacker in football. Please.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he's not. But
There's a reason why we didn't pay him. There's a reason why we didn't pay him. Stop it.
Guys, I love Roquan. I was a big fan of Roquan, but when you see his production replaced by Jack Sanborn, it's not going to be something I argue about a lot. Like, I'm glad Roquan got his money. But now you see, you guys want to trust that franchise? They paid their linebacker, and now their quarterback situation is in flux. There's a lot going on over there that's weird. So I like what Poles is doing. We got DJ Moore. Like, who's arguing? Is anyone in the chat not happy about DJ Moore? Can I
Swifty is going to be on it for like the rest of the offseason. He's going to be like, man, we got DJ Moore every day. I got
to see if anybody's unhappy about DJ Moore.
I don't think anybody with a brain is unhappy about it. Not at all. I think DJ Moore can be an amazing addition to the team. I really wish we could just fast forward to draft night. I want to see what we do on draft the weekend, I should say. That's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time, and
It is.
I think that they've got ammo to move up and down the board as they see
Yep.
fit. And I here's the thing. It's
Y'all better say yes.
well, the best thing about the Bears right now, and I guess I'm kind of end with this because again, I think we can go as long as you guys want, but I feel like we've really exhausted and stretched out every different area of it. But the thing that's special about the Chicago Bears to me right now is that this is one of those rare times where the roster is so flexible that there's pretty much anything that they can do that you'd be loving because there's so many areas for improvement. And part of building a team is as you start going down different roads, you pick up a Claypool, you pick up a DJ Moore, you keep a Justin Fields, you sign a, or Orlando Brown or whoever, Bobby Okereke, you slowly start closing some of those doors and saying, this is money's allocated here, this pick is allocated here. A lot of those options start going away, and that's just part of the development process of building a team. And you certainly learn to enjoy those parts. But right now, every Bears fan should be excited because you're at the beginning of a rebuild where everything's on the table, and very seldom are you going to be like, that was a bad move or that can't help us, because everything can be helped.
This has been amazing from the time that George McCaskey went himself to the airport to pick up Ryan Poles and sign that man on to now when Ryan Poles just traded like Carolina for like an entire haul, and now we got the draft coming up. And then we haven't even talked about Kevin Warren being an actual football person at the helm of it all. Like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? We got a real football mind at president now. Like that's major. That's very major. We haven't even talked about that.
That's huge. And Jordan, it sounded like what I want to do now is I was gonna kind of switch it up a little bit if you were gonna head out. I kind of usually I'm more interactive with the chat. So I wanted to take questions from the chat for a little bit and actually try to respond to them for a little bit. But I wanted Jordan to give you a chance if you have any final thoughts, or if you want to just tell people where to follow you on Twitter, whatever you want to do. Much love, brother.
No, of course, Swifty Viper, been a pleasure. I love talking Bears with you all in chat. Thank you for hanging out. As always, it's appreciated. Jordan Silvera, you can find me at Jordan T Silvera at Twitter. Swifty put a tweet out with me tag, so if you're interested in more takes on Chicago Bears football in general, I've done some videos with Swift in the past. You can find me there. But this has been a joy, and I'm excited to see where we go with the Chicago Bears.
Nice to meet you, man.
Of course.
Much love, Jordan. Much love, brother.
Ready. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Much love, man. Jordan Silvera, that's my guy. What I'm gonna do now, we're gonna do something a little bit different here. I can tell Viper's got this personality like me. We're gonna listen, chat. We've ignored you a little bit tonight, okay? But right now, me and Viper are about to get wild with you in chat, okay? So you guys drop your questions, and we're going to answer everything that pops up in chat for like the next 10 or 15 minutes. Me and Viper are going to hit with like 5-second, 10-second answers. Like, that's what, yeah, exactly. I'm going to stop ignoring you guys for a little bit. Right now, it's all chat interaction now, okay? All the questions you guys have been spamming all night, get them to us, and me and Viper are going to give you some quick takes, all right? How soon before the Bears back to the Super Bowl? Real soon, baby.
Bro, I put a tweet out the other day. With what's happening now and with Justin Fields entering in prime, there's going to be a time, I would say in the next 3 years, where I feel like the Bears will have a 5-year window where the Super Bowl will literally go through the Chicago Bears.
5-year window, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Edge rusher or tackle at 9. Either one, bro. Either one. But probably edge rusher. Give me the right tackle in free agency.
Yeah, we need to top the quarterback. We didn't do anything like that last year.
A lot of guys better than Roquan. I can't answer that. JSN, if available, maybe. Oh, and they're going too fast. Okay, if the Bears trade down, again, anyone. Give us a second-round pick. That's asking for trouble. No, we got this. How far does Jalen Carter fall? What do you think?
Out of the top 10.
Yep, okay. I say no on that one, but top tackle, I don't know. Bears make the playoffs? Yes.
That's a good, Green Bay going to be like good. So, yeah, that's a good chance we actually do make the playoffs.
Bijan or Monty or someone else? Someone else. Give me someone in like the 3rd or 4th round.
I would like Bijan, but I think he's going to be a little too rich.
Yep. Next big move for Poles. Free agent signing, right tackle.
Yep.
Let's see.
McGlinchey. I think McGlinchey coming.
Let's go.
Van Ness. Smith for Van Ness. Van Ness.
Ooh, give me Van Ness too. Oh, that's tough though. I like Nolan Smith too.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a beast. I don't think he's going 1st round though.
G Rose, depends how far back they go. Why is everyone wanting a possession? He's a slot. The Bears win the division. It's open. Definitely open.
It's always wide open, wide open.
Ooh, here we go. Washington trying to move into the top 10. Is it possible we get Deron Payne? Probably not, but
No,
sign me up if we do. Sweep the Packers. Yes. FGB. How many wins the Bears get? A lot. When are you going to cover Aussie rules football? Probably never. Is Soldier Phil a wrap? Yes. How many picks the Bears end up with? 14.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're done yet. I don't think we're done yet.
Yeah, we're getting more. FGB, yep. Any thoughts on all the players? The Vikings are cutting a lot of players. No thoughts really on it, though.
Yeah.
Who's your first pick in free agency? Give me Jawan Taylor or Draymond Jones. Rodgers, retire.
Yeah, I was going to address that. That's hard, man.
I any ones you want to hit, just grab them, bro.
Yeah.
We're hot fire.
I think Rodgers will probably be back to the. I think he'll go to the Jets. I don't think he's going to retire.
When am I getting off here? Never.
No, we're hanging out. We're hanging out, man.
Who's your first pick in the draft now? Jalen Carter.
No. CJ Stroud.
Oh, yeah. CJ Stroud's going number 1. You're right. Swap pick with Washington. Nope. Carolina got fleeced. What's the money on the trade? I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, you mean maybe they're talking about his contract?
Oh, 3 years, $52 million. Yep. Witherspoon at 9. I love him. I don't want to take a corner though.
No. We're actually pretty good in the secondary for the most part.
Yeah, our secondary's fire, man.
You know what? Let me just deviate there because that's another thing that people kind of judge Poe for taking Kyle Gordon and Jaquan Bricker over George Pickens last year, even though Bricker and Gordon both balled out. Like, can we get over y'all? Can we stop talking about George Pickens, please?
Stop talking about George Pickens. My favorite Bear besides Fields, right now it's got to be Claypool or Brisker.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Tevin Jenkins. I'm sorry, Tevin Jenkins. How many QBs get taken before 9? At least 3.
I'm going Bricker. Bricker's my favorite besides
Brisker,
Fields.
yes.
Yeah,
I love, bro. He's been killing it on social media.
He's been talking trash, yo. I like when they start talking trash, yo.
I love it. Yo, big ups, bro. Does Team USA, I don't know what they're playing tomorrow, but I'm going to go, yes, USA, baby. Almost died on that. I don't even know what they're playing. Favorite Bear all time. I'm going to say Devin Hester or Justin Fields. Eddie Jackson already bounced back. Walter Payton is obviously. I just always try to be different, man. You know.
Oh, yo, no doubt.
DJ Moore. Wait, what about DJ Moore? I mean, I haven't even processed that he's a Bear fully yet, so I can't say he's my favorite Bear yet.
Taking it in, yo.
We're still taking that in. This could still be a dream. I might wake up in an hour. Just calm down.
Update on Jenkins' health. I've heard anything about it. I'm not sure.
I've heard he's good. He is working out and he's cleared for.
Oh, yeah, they're all doing Pilates the other day. All of them.
He's good. He's good. If there was a game, he'd be playing. I hope so, Cliff. I hope so, bro. I think DJ Moore wears number 2. I agree with Evan.
Cairo Dancer number 2, isn't he?
Oh, you know what? I'll cut Cairo. I don't care. Yo, Cairo better pick a new number.
Yeah, we might draft the kicker this year, too.
I'm already about to order a DJ Moore number 2 jersey, so Cairo needs to change his number.
Cairo got to go, right?
Cairo, if you're watching, change your number now. Don't piss off DJ Moore.
Change your number or get cut, bro. You're out of here.
I wouldn't be disappointed. I don't know how to answer that. I'd kind of be disappointed, but if we got Devin Witherspoon, he's baller.
If we could get anybody that's nearly on the level of Thorpe Gardner, I'm not gonna complain because Thorpe Gardner's a beast.
Tippmann's a beast. I would be happy with Tippmann. Are we moving No, Braxton's playing left tackle. Mooney's healthy.
Braxton's not going anywhere.
I don't think Mooney's 100% yet, but I know he's been running and working out.
Dude, draft the Michigan kicker with the 7th rounder. If he's around, absolutely.
Unless we sign Matt Gay.
We did pick up that compensatory 7th round pick, so why not?
I said that the other day. Yeah, with that new compensation pick we got, late 7th rounder, give me a kicker. Top 5, yo, that's too much for speed round. The 3 tackles, Draymond Jones and Javon Hargrave. That's what I'll say.
There you go.
Justin Fields for MVP, yes.
He's in the running.
Hey,
I think his odds went up in Vegas.
He already got a vote last year, so I mean,
yep.
So we got to go for 2 votes this year.
Listen, Justin Fields is going to be a problem for a very long time for the entire league. I'm here for it.
We'll draft a tight end. I don't know who though. You draft JSN. That's tough. I'd say no. We keep Mooney. We draft D line or O line.
I wouldn't complain about us drafting JSN. I still wanted to try to draft him anyway.
You got to complain to the PFF simulators on that one. I don't know that one.
Austin Fluke for Coach of the Year. I don't know because guess he'd be calling some dumbass calls. So I don't know, man.
Plus 800. What did we get compensated for? Trading the number 1 pick. Well, we moved down 7 picks. And
Khalil Harper will be RB1 unless we draft somebody, but he'll still be RB1 even if we draft somebody probably.
Yeah, we're gonna use two running backs, but Herbert's gonna be in the mix. We are gonna donkey punch Green Bay. QB or free agency. We still got Simeon. We might pick someone up.
We need to draft somebody for sure. We need a backup.
No more comp picks. That's over. Yeah, all the picks are announced.
What do you mean Justin Fields might get ghosted in 2024? What do you mean?
I ignored that one. I didn't even click it. I said that's a troll post. Ghosted. Linebackers.
What about? No, I mean, if we can get Nolan Smith in the second or third, and we can put him at linebacker, I mean,
no, he's going first now, bro. He ran a 4.39.
But he hasn't been healthy though, so he might drop.
Someone's gonna be, bro. I'm taking him. I'll trade up.
Yeah, Rochester's going to the Jets. Either that or he's retiring. He ain't going back to Green Bay. Green Bay don't even want him no more, bro.
I'm sick of Rodgers being a diva. Just tell us what you're doing,
really?
Rodgers.
Make up your mind, bro.
Go on the McAfee show and tell
Packers
everybody.
are trying to get rid of you. They don't want you anymore. They're like, get out of here. We're done.
I'm done with Rodgers, man. I think
the Packers are done with Rodgers, yo. Yeah, you're right. Vildor is the weak link.
I don't know much about backup quarter. I mean, I don't care about I mean, as long as we got a guy who can play, but I don't want Fields to get hurt. I do think Herbert can be a lead back. I have a video I'll drop sometime soon. He was one of the top 5 most productive runners in the league last year.
Similarly, robbery. It's not that they don't want Lamar. They don't want to pay him $200 million guarantee. It's the guarantee money that's holding that up.
But who is going to pay him?
He doesn't have an agent. What's that?
Who is going to pay him?
Somebody. Well, he's going to get the $32 million from Baltimore this year. That's about it.
Ooh, maybe the Falcons. I can see, a team that's desperate now that we've traded the number 1 pick. Maybe the Colts or Falcons. Maybe someone gets desperate now.
Maybe.
Can we? Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, Stetson Bennett, I thought about him, but he's a knucklehead, so who knows?
Lions or Packers going to be last. Stetson Bennett's okay, maybe. I would rather get someone who has some mobility like DTR or something, but I don't know if it's a good year for that.
Yeah.
If Hendon Hooker fell to the 4th round, give me that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. How long will Getson stay here? Well, we keep making dumbass calls. You'll be here for a while. I don't know.
Hopefully at least 2 more years. No, I'm not trading anything for a 34-year-old center. No. Yeah, I think the Derek Carr move definitely helped us.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely agree with that. New middle.
Definitely.
No, I think Sanborn's the middle linebacker. We'll get a new outside. We'll get a new Will.
I don't think the Texans are moving up. Carolina's not going to trade that pick, I don't think.
Least favorite, Sam Mustipher.
Yeah, he's annoying.
I was like, man, I don't have an answer for, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I do.
I've heard a lot of people talk about Ben Power, but I think he kind of he's in his 30s, right?
No, he's only like 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Ben Powers from Baltimore. I love Ben Powers. I love Chase Brown too.
Yeah, there's apparently some conflict in the building about Okereke between Post and Eberflus, so who knows?
We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Fields passing yards, 3,500 minimum.
Yeah, he's balling out next year. He's balling out.
That would be huge.
It is like Christmas today, isn't it? It's great.
Bro, these guys going so fast. They trying to kill me. Most improved player for the Bears next year. Chase Claypool. Braxton Jones.
Darnell Mooney.
I was like, I'm just gonna throw like 5 names out. And
bro, he was like pretty much non-existent for the first 4 games last year. So I expect him to be a lot better.
Tevin's staying at right guard.
Yeah, he's locked in there.
Him
and Braxton Jones are locked. Everybody else is up in the air.
True. Yep. Dead on. I like Deuce Vaughn. He reminds me of Tariq Cohen a little bit. Let's see. Panthers could trade for D-Hop. They need somebody. It's not smart though.
Do it out.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, like I told y'all earlier, Valence Jones. Look out for Valence next year. He's gonna be something.
Over under on DJ Moore 11 touchdowns. That's a lot. I'd say give me the under. That's a lot of touchdowns. When
I'm just gonna go 11. I'm not gonna go over on. I'm gonna stay because
he's
you
gonna
got
stay right there.
Claypool and Mooney out there.
You
So
got a
they're gonna
lot
take
of
some of that away.
receivers. Yeah, you got
And Cole
Kmet
Kmet
too.
too.
You got
Yeah, too
Fields
many
gonna
targets,
run
so.
in some touchdowns. I gotta go under.
Too many targets. Yeah.
I think he's gonna be beast, but I mean that's a lot of touchdowns.
We have
to
an
go
embarrassment
over
of
on.
riches on the offense now. We have an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, I do think the Bears could double their passing attempts this year.
They better.
Who's gonna lead the Bears in TDs? Kmet.
Probably.
More running touchdowns, Fields or Herbert? I'd say Herbert. 9 TDs. 9 TDs for Moore sounds good. I would take that.
Yeah.
I would go over on 8. Fields 50 total touchdowns.
I don't know
Super
about
Bowl? I mean, if it happens, let's do it.
that. Oh yeah.
How much do we spend in free? Not as much as people think now with the DJ Moore trade.
Yeah.
Again, why no Bijan? I mean, I love Bijan.
He's gonna go too early. Like,
I can't spend a first on a running back.
no, we can't win. Cope and Poe won't either. Unless it's a situation where we can take best available.
Yeah, true. I mean, if we kill it in free agency,
Yeah.
maybe. More sacks as a team than the average. Yes. Cole Kmet 900 yards. Nah, we got too many weapons now. I think.
Let's just pray that Brinker's not our leading sack artist next year.
Oh yeah, that's what. Not Brisker.
Terrible.
Let's have someone on the defensive
Please,
line.
not
do it.
Brinker. Good lord.
The Colts could be the big losers in the deal, honestly.
Yeah, they're looking a little shaky right now. They're looking
Yeah.
shaky AF.
Thielen to the Bears? No,
No, God, no. No, thank you.
he's too old. I hope the Bears play a Super Bowl year.
I kind of hope we still find a way to get Jackson Smith, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I think the odds on Jackson Smith went down.
Yeah.
Wiley, I would take Jawan Taylor, the right tackle for the Jags, but there's a lot of them out there I like. Vala's gone after next year?
No.
No, he's got 4 years.
Yeah, he's on his rookie deal. Where's he going?
Yeah, I mean that's people crazy about that one. Who'd you take at 9? So many. I got a video dropping tomorrow giving you my top 15. Who would you take?
Oh man, we got what? Paris Johnson, Lucas Van Ness. I need somebody to get to the quarterback, so I'm going Van Ness or Wilson, whichever one is available.
I like it. I like that. Whitehair's got to go. I'm kind of with
Oh
that.
yeah, yes, he has to go. He's terrible.
Jalen Johnson might need more than one interception if he wants a contract extension.
Yeah, he's pretty good though, so I think he'll be all right.
You guys, we're not pulling an all-nighter. Even though I told my girlfriend that she might be mad. She was like, "When you getting off here?" I was like, "Never. We're never leaving."
Gotta hang out with my dude, man. We don't get to talk a lot.
Yeah,
so
I was like, "Hey, I was like, man, look, me and Viper are built for that." Hold on, you know what I didn't do? Hold on.
I think I know what he's about to do, y'all. I think I know what's coming. I think I know what's coming.
You don't know what's
I
happening
knew it.
here.
I knew it. Here it is.
You don't
Yeah,
know what's
there we
happening
go.
here.
I
All
knew
right,
what
hold
was
on,
coming.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
boy.
All right,
now
let's
we
get it.
official.
What do
We
I think
official
about
now.
Andre Carter? Okay. He needs to add some strength.
He'll be solid.
He's
He'll be
good, though.
solid.
I like him.
Yeah.
You're the best? Hey. Appreciate 20.
He is the best. Swifty is the man, y'all. Swifty is the man.
You guys going to match the barroom 5-hour shorty marathon? Is he trying to go with me right now? How many hours have I been going?
You are 2 hours in.
Oh, man. That's 3 more. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't got enough for that. I mean, we got some stamina here. We're taking fire rapid questions. Like, can Shorty do that? Shorty can't read the chat.
I mean, we
that
still got
fast.
500 people in here. Yo, we're hanging out with us tonight. I
Hey,
appreciate
tell
all y'all
Shorty
being
I
here.
love him though. But hey, I appreciate all you guys. I didn't need to.
Yeah, like I said earlier, definitely be on the lookout for Valence Jones next year. I think he's going to be much improved.
Ooh, Kincaid's definitely a beast. What is this? We got a super chat.
We do.
What are the main 3 targets in the draft?
Edge rusher, offensive lineman, and we got
D tackle.
there you go. D tackle.
Give me D tackle, edge, and center. As long as we sign a right tackle.
Yeah.
Those will be my 3. Maybe a guard too. You can get like a guy who can play center or guard. Is Braxton a top 10 offensive tackle next year? Possibly. Bradley Bozeman's probably going back to the Panthers. Andre Carter's Army service commitment. He can serve that after he retires from the NFL.
Skoronski or Paris Johnson? Give me Paris Johnson.
I like both. Give me Skoronski at guard, Paris Johnson at tackle.
There you go.
Oh man, and
Oh, y'all thought that too when he took his helmet off after the after that play that he made when he won the game. Yeah, I mean at that point it didn't matter though, but still, yeah, he should keep his helmet on.
Carter or center, second or third round, maybe fourth. Stromberg's good. For another $5, name those 3 preferred players. Defensive tackle, give me Jalen Carter or Kalijah Cansey. Defensive end, give me Vaness or Will McDonald.
Wilson
And center, I like John Michael Schmitz or
Michael
Oluwatimi. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any on those?
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Oh, he said I'm riding with Swifty. All right. Would Higgins have been better? If so, how much? I don't know. That's tough. I like DJ Moore a lot.
Yeah.
Defensive takeaway leader next year, Brisker.
You got to remember about Higgins. That Higgins had Jamar Chase playing alongside him too, so that kind of elevated his stat.
It did. Look, a spirit of 70. He said, "You guys deserve more super chats. Great job tonight."
Hey,
no question with it.
We
hey,
here. We out here. We live.
I love you.
Go.
Best mid-draft steals. It's hard. Honestly, with this one, it's so hard because we don't know who's going to go in the mid-round. There's a big mix-up there. That one's tough. Cut white hair, probably. Not yet, though.
Oh, why are you cutting in and out all of a sudden? Oh, did me or did you?
Am I cutting out? Maybe because I turned my head.
Oh, the stream is blocked. What's happening? This is weird.
Can you guys hear me good? Uh-oh. Is something happening? Am I having problems?
The stream on my end is like not there or buffering. Okay, there we go. We're back.
Looks good for me. You might be having some internet problems there, Viper, okay? Oh, yep, it's Viper. Okay. All right. That's okay. It happens. He'll be back. He's fine.
Oh, yeah, we're here. I'm right here.
Everyone said we're good. Okay, I was worried for a minute. Okay, how many games the Bears win next year? 9.
I'm gonna go 9. Yeah.
Give me start out with 9. Put the over under there. That's where we're going there.
Yep.
Hey, that caught us up. You did good there. Everybody's just talking about the stream being good now. Yeah. That's all the questions you guys got?
Oh, don't worry. They're coming, yo. They're coming.
We're too good for
9
this.
9 and 2 low. Y'all got to remember, we're still in the midst of a rebuild, y'all. We're not there yet.
Tyjae Spears looks good. Could they make it to the divisional round? Yes, the NFC sucks.
Yeah. Definitely.
Allen Williams.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Not they give him the pieces that he needs. No, he should be fine.
What tight end should we draft? A good one.
What's Luke Musgrave they were talking about?
I love Luke Musgrave. I think he'll probably go a little too high. Maybe Josh Wiley.
What is it, Darnell Washington too? I think.
Oh man, Darnell Washington is a beast.
He is, and he can block like a beast too.
I think he's going first round. Are you scared of the Lions yet? No, sir.
Why?
I like Van Ness more than Miles Murphy, just due to upside strictly. Murphy's probably safer bet, but I like upside. When will we be playing in Arlington? 2026.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be at least 2026. I'm gonna pick that year though.
I don't think it's gonna be that soon. Anything Flu needs to improve on next year? Probably adjustments. I mean, we were decent, but adjustments.
Adjustments, yep, okay. Kuntz, I like Kuntz. Kincaid. Does Don Burr get under your skin? Nah. He just makes me laugh. Let's see. Jones or Hargrave for 3 tech. I like Draymond better, but whatever Poles likes.
Y'all not even asking the right question tonight. Who gonna ask with who's the next national pundit he's going after? Y'all know how he be going after people on Twitter, yo.
I'm trying to not do that on Twitter anymore, Viper. I'm trying to chill. I didn't realize. So I tuned into TTNL the other night for like 2 minutes, right? I didn't mean to. I was sitting here watching something, and one of my videos is something I watched ended, and it just will automatically go to that because I watch so much Bears videos. And Phil was like yelling at someone. They asked him if we should. They said something like Orlando Brown doesn't fit in the zone scheme, and he's like, "Oh, you're effing stupid if you don't think." And I'm like, just that thought of like how he was yelling at the fans. That's how people think I am when they read my tweets, because they think I just scream and get mad like that, and they don't realize like I can have a football conversation in this tone and never get upset and still disagree with someone. Like, it's just football. It's just football. Like, I'm not scared of the Vikings. No, Penguin.
Ooh, that raises a good question though. Who wins the NFC North next year?
Bears.
I'm probably going Vikings or Lions. To be honest with you.
Vikings or Bears. No way it's the Lions. Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Gatorade for the divisional champ. Wait, what? I don't understand that one. Does Fields make the Pro Bowl? Yes. I've never heard Swifty mad. I don't get mad, but everyone on Twitter thinks I'm like this raging, angry person, and I'm like, I'm just because I use caps, that means I'm emphasizing a word. I'm not screaming. They're like, I said something the other day, and someone said something, and I just corrected them because they said something wrong, and they're like, "Gee, Swift, get out of your feelings," and I'm like, I didn't even use caps this time. Like, I can't do anything without people getting mad on there, bro. Like, it's wild. They're crazy.
So
on
question goes, if Jalen Carter falls tonight, do you feel like we have to take him? I don't know if we have to take him. It depends on what Poe feels about him and his issues.
Yeah, that comes down to the legal troubles.
Yep.
I kind of feel like, yeah, you almost have to. But, yeah, it comes down to what they think. I don't think Robbie Gould should come back. He's too old now.
No, yeah, Poe wouldn't bring him back.
Feels the plastic. I do like plastic on things. Who are defenses going to double team? It's got to be DJ Moore.
Yeah, it could be more, yeah.
I don't think
but that
Brian
can leave
Burns was
Mooney
an
and,
option.
Yeah, but that's going to leave Mooney and Claypool wide open, and Cole Kmet. Good luck with that.
It is. I mean, that's the thing. I'm always yelling about something. You're right. Khalil Mack, Leonard Floyd, just give me both. I mean, might as well bring them both back.
Yes, DJ Moore will throughout the pass physical. Yes, correct.
Give me the Italian beef. I'm not gonna hate on deep dish, but I love Italian beef, man.
I like thin crust pizza, man. Thin crust is my jam.
Yes, Spirit of 76. Yes, he will have to pass a physical, and the deal won't be official until March 15th.
Wednesday. Yep.
Yep. On Wednesday. Yep. But yeah, I don't think. I think that's just with DJ Moore. That's just it's a done deal. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I have no doubt he'll be fine.
I would draft Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes.
Hell yes, absolutely.
DJ Turner, he ran a really fast 40, but I never seen him put it out on tape like that, so I'm going to go no. Parsons had some legal trouble. Yeah, sometimes these guys with legal trouble, I mean, first off, they're kids. He was speeding a car. He didn't kill anybody. Like, I think he still goes top 10. Like, you can't argue with that. I don't want to take a cornerback at 9. DJ Moore is way better than Christian Kirk.
Yeah, DJ Moore.
That's not a question, is it?
Will they bring in any free agents number 28? Probably.
Probably 1 or 2. I'd say not a lot. I would not trade Fields for Lamar straight up. Nope. Sorry.
We are a rushing team until they show us that they could be a passing team. Because last year we did was run the ball. So.
Exactly. Yeah, our foundation's running the ball. Now we're going to build off that with some passes. Which NFL team you scared of? Chiefs.
No, none of them. None of them.
Chiefs,
they should be
Bengals.
Scared of us.
No, I'm scared of the Chiefs and Bengals a little bit.
No, not good any of them.
Give me Jalen Wyatt on that one. That's tough. I think I like Flowers more, but with our offense, give me Hyatt.
Yeah, now that we got DJ Moore, I'll take Wyatt.
Yeah, especially
when we got Hyatt. It's not Wyatt, it's Hyatt. Actually.
Yeah, I was reading it like I knew there was something going on there. I was like, what? But I think we could trade down from 9. Yes.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Absolutely, we could.
DJ Moore over Mike Evans all day. Mike Evans is much older. A lot more.
Ooh, this nigga one. Bijan or Jamar.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's hard. That is very hard. I kind of like Jamar just because he has that speed, man. But Bijan's special.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bijan better. But if you can get Gibbs a whole round later,
yes,
give him to me.
Yep.
Hell no to the Lamar to Fields. Yeah. We're taking QB prospects. Who will the Panthers are taking CJ Stroud.
Yep, that's who they're taking.
I'm pretty dead set on that one. I like. Oh man, that one's tough. Renewable. Those guys are right there for me. Man, let me come back to that.
So swap 9 with Seattle for 20 and pick up 37.
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah. Move down another 11 spots and get a second rounder at 37. Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay.
I'd do it. Man, we'd have so many good. If Bears will suck next year, who's to blame? Probably coordinators or
The
health.
defense. It'll be the defense fault. We stuck last year.
Yep. I think we're good at safety. I think Khalil Herbert's the running back 1.
Yep.
Bang, bang. My brother wants us to trade more. Tell your brother to shut up. That was the glasses talking. Yes, sign Jawan Taylor. Sign any one of those. We need a right tackle. Yep.
I really think McGlinchey's coming, yo. Like he even said he's gonna be signed pretty quickly. So I think we already been talking to him.
Oh, yeah, it could be McGlinchey. When will we hear the next big news? That's gonna be Monday. I think we
Monday.
signed somebody Monday.
Like immediately Monday. And I don't think it's gonna take long on Monday for us to get our first alert.
I hope so, Cliff. Best right tackle in free. It's a toss up to me between Jawan Taylor and Caleb McGarry. Stop yelling, Swifty. Damn it. I'm too hyped, bro. I keep looking away from my mic because my chat's over here. My mic's over here, so I have to talk a little bit louder to make sure it's hitting over here, okay?
So
Why is Swifty so angry?
If you're gonna select Hyatt, you might as well get JSN. The problem is we can get Hyatt probably at a lower pick than JSN. JSN probably going top 20.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yep. JSN's going way too high. Top 3 dream signings. One of the right tackles. Give me Jawan Taylor. Give me Draymond Jones. And then give me linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. Because I'll answer this other guy's question too. Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any dream signing because nobody's in the free agent class that's really like moving the needle for me.
I got 2 right now, Cliff. I should probably have 3, but I got 2 right now.
Panthers will suck. We hope the Panthers suck. We want the Panthers to suck. We want that.
Yeah, we want the guys. That's literally maybe even more than we want the Bears to win next year. We want the Panthers to suck. Like,
yes.
Lose every game. I think Justin does throw 30 touchdowns this year. Yes.
When the Panthers go out there and draft Will Levis, the tank job should be in after they realize he's garbage. Absolutely, let's go.
True. Tyree at number 9. I go Tyree on that one.
Yeah. We need to get to the quarterback. We did nothing of that last year.
Yeah, I only get angry when people say I'm angry. Ken, why are you not sleeping yet, man? Ken really can't. He told me he wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. I thought he was kidding. He's hyped, man.
He's hanging with us, man. He's
hyped.
Let's go.
Tremaine too expensive? Probably, but
nobody. Well, I was gonna say nobody's too expensive, but we did just spend $20 million. So
yeah, we did just spend some. Yeah. What happens to a team when they trade McCaffrey and DJ Moore? Hopefully, they get the number 1 pick in the draft, but they've traded it away to the Bears.
Too funny.
That'd be a lottery. If something happened on that, like if somehow we got that, like that's like winning the lottery.
Y'all keep asking about Bijan, but he's not gonna be there when we need him. Like he's going too high. We're not gonna spend that much capital on a running back.
They have an easy schedule. Yeah, but I mean, what do they have on offense? That's
nothing's easy when you have a rookie quarterback. You have nothing's easy when you have a rookie quarterback.
You better hope they hit on that rookie quarterback, and you better hope he has a killer rookie season. What about Broderick Jones?
That'll be a solid pick. Yeah.
I like him. Yeah, I mean,
would you draft Hyatt? I would. Probably in the second round.
We got conflicting reports on this contract thing. It looks like the Panthers may have picked up a little bit, some kind of bonus they paid, but we got the whole contract. But it's 3 years, $52 million is what we got. We have an easy schedule. Yup. If that happens, no, they don't have a first-round pick next year, so they're not trading up next year. No. We'd have to fleece another team next year, okay?
Don't put it past Poles, though. Don't put it past them.
It's time to go to the men's room again. Hey, good night, Ken. We love you, man.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, one of two things is happening. Either he's going to be a Jet or he's retiring. There's no other option for him.
Man, I want him to come back to Green Bay so we could beat him, but you're right. No, you're right.
They don't want him.
Will Houston trade down or up? Houston's going to set right there at number 2.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're sitting right there.
They're going to take Bryce Young.
Yep, they're not moving.
DJ Moore's ceiling, top 5 receiver in this league. Jordan had a good comp for him earlier. Stephon Diggs. I mean, honestly, he's got a lot of Stephon Diggs and some Steve Smith in him.
I've been hearing a lot about this Jack Campbell person, and he might be somebody to look at later on.
He's a beast, yeah. I think he's probably going to go in the second round. He had a killer combine.
Okay.
Would you be open to trade in the 9th? Yes. I just said, yeah, I would trade down.
Yes.
I would trade if someone makes, unless Jalen Carter's sitting there and we're 100% happy with him. and trust the legal things, then maybe not. But
I would not be
other than
surprised
that,
if we did not. I wouldn't be surprised if we traded the pick.
there's too many guys in this draft I like. I'm all for trading down.
Yep.
Richardson, he probably goes.
He's going top 5.
4th to the Colts.
Yeah, those athletic traits you can't teach.
Yep. Bears gonna draft kicker. If they do, I hope it's Moody. If not, I hope we sign Gay in free agency.
I mean, Mooney and Moody, why not?
Yeah. Hey. DJ Moore. Yeah, exactly. Hey, DJ Moore's killed it with bad quarterback play.
Does Ryan Pohl get to stay in the governor's suite whenever he's in North Carolina? They might not allow him in North Carolina, yo.
Yo, he might be banned from that city. So
banned, yo.
Depending on how this works out, who will have the second most receiving yards? Claypool.
Komet.
Ooh, I think Komet gets the touchdowns. I think it'll be Claypool or Mooney on the yards.
Okay.
It'll be DJ Moore as a 1,000-yard receiver, unless he gets hurt.
Oh yeah.
He's getting it this year. Like
I
put money on that. Yeah.
Yo, Justin Fields about to go to new heights, yo.
I like Vanessa at 9. It's an upside pick. It's tough.
I want somebody who can get to the quarterback. So hell yeah, give me somebody who can get to the quarterback. Let's go.
I do like that. I did a video on the fullback. I mean,
he did.
He's killer. Who smokes more trees than me? Barber Bears says.
We already answered this. Yes, we would draft Hyatt. Yes, I would. Yes.
Yeah, I would draft Hyatt. Yeah, I like him. Miles Murphy's better. I like Murphy, but he doesn't have the upside. I think sometimes when you're drafted in the top 10, you want upside. I mean, you can get in a good starter in the second round. They still talking about Bijan. I would bring Leonard Floyd back, I think. I think that one's tough to me. Our pass rush is so bad.
I don't want to go in the past. I want to leave the past in the past. That's just me.
He's so much better than he was before.
I would hope so.
Swifty, do you like this trade? Camel Toe, you must have just got here.
What kind of question is that? Is water wet, yo?
Yeah, I love this trade. It's the best trade. If I haven't said this tonight, let me say it right now. This is the best trade in Chicago Bears history. No previous GM has ever fleeced anybody like this. He took the Panthers' wallet. He went into the Panthers' house, right? He left with his wife, the car, and one of the kids.
His wife?
Like
his wife?
He took it all, bro. He took it all. Like
wife. You said he took his wife, damn. You a wild for that one.
He left with everything, okay? Like,
oh my God.
I like Kalijah Cansey or Mozzie Smith.
Yep.
Cansey's better, but Cansey's going first round, Mozzie Smith second. I'd rather have Mozzie in the second.
We're not signing Robin Gold. I know how much you all want it, but we're not signing Gold. We're not.
No Robbie Gold. Yeah, that's a popular one too. He's too old. No reason for that. Who's a top free agent? Jawan Taylor or Draymond Jones? It's up there. He lies. Who's your value free agent target?
I don't know.
Ben Powers maybe, because guards don't make as much money. Who would you take with the 9th pick? We answered that.
Van Ness or Wilson?
Van Ness, Tyree Wilson. Yeah, one of those guys right now. Took the garage door. Wait, what? Yeah.
Y'all
going off what I said.
Y'all are wild tonight. Y'all crazy.
I like Musgrave. Poles is the Grinch. He might have messed up the Panthers' Christmas, really. Would our playoff push be Justin Fields year 4? Honestly, I don't think you can rule that out this year. Like,
I'm about to say next year. It might be happening this year.
I know, obviously, everyone wants to say it's going to take a couple years, and we're going from worst to first is hard, but it happens in the NFL every year.
Yeah, the Jaguars just did it. Look what the Jaguars just did. We're pretty much on the same trajectory, damn near.
And we got Justin Fields, and DJ Moore, and Chase Claypool, and Darnell Mooney, and Cole Kmet,
and this may be
Brisker,
a hot take,
Gordon. Come on now.
This may be a hot take, but Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence, y'all. Just saying.
I'm with it. No, I'm with it. Dude, yeah, DJ Moore, bro. Oh, man. Is there someone in here who doesn't know we got DJ Moore yet? How much are we going to have to pay Fields? I don't want to think about that.
Woo! Yeah, let's not go there yet. He's gonna break the bank.
At this rate, like that's why I'm hoping Lamar doesn't get paid. No, I don't want to pay him, 800 million. But yeah, all the money basically. Any word on Mooney? He's been working out and everything. I think the Claypool trade was awesome. I don't regret it at all.
People, we're not getting Deron Payne. Why would they trade us Deron Payne? Like, there's no reason for them to do that.
Maybe for the number one. Once we lost the number one,
that was it.
There's no chance of that one right now.
Yep.
Drafting Vaness straight up. Ooh, I don't know about that. He's awesome on tape. I don't agree with that.
What if with the Van Ness hate though? Where is it coming from, yo?
Yeah, I don't know. What's your problem with Van Ness? Bears Super Bowl in 2025. Look, we all just want one. Just give us one. That's what I want.
Yo, stop spamming the same question. We already answered that question. Lord.
No, not just because you asked it too many times. Now we wouldn't draft Hyatt. You asked it too many times.
We rescind our pick.
Yeah,
we rescind it.
We changed our mind on that one. Paris Johnson, I wouldn't mind. I'd rather sign a right tackle though and draft defensive line. Favorite Bear all time. We answered that a little bit. Let me give a different answer. Devin Hester and Charles Tillman are definitely two of the guys up there.
Yo, Devin Hester should be a Hall of Famer. What the hell are you doing over there?
That's kind of what I've been doing, Cliff. If I see an answer more than once, I'll either repeat it or I'll just change it depending on how I do it. I'll probably do a mock draft tomorrow just because we got new picks. I might as well.
Ooh, mock draft.
It'll be fun. He said mock draft. Ooh. Let me know if you want to get in on it. Let me know, baby.
I mean, I would imagine Carolina's excited. I mean, they're going to get their quarterback. They should be excited.
What left tackle? Hey, no left tackle. I don't want a left tackle. I want a right tackle.
No, we don't need one. We have a left tackle.
You got to go back to earlier in the video, Camel. We talked about that. You can watch it after we're done. Vaness doesn't suck. I don't agree with that at all. How many steals do you think we take in the later rounds?
Oh, between Ian Poles and Ian Cunningham, we set. We're good.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I am so glad, Flippy, that we retained Ian Cunningham this year.
Oh, my cat's going wild behind.
I'm about to see the cat down here. We got a cat sighting here. Hello.
I was like, she crazy like that, bro. She runs around jumping. I don't know what she's doing. You never know.
She's about to bring your house down, yo.
Ian Cunningham. It's pronounced Ian. Builds top 3 quarterback. Yeah, sometime. Hold on. I know I missed one here. Who replaces Monty? A draft pick and any good DBs in free agency?
I don't think so.
Yes. No, corners, yes. Safeties, yeah. My cat has a Fields jersey. She just doesn't wear it all the time, obviously.
I wear mine, as you all can see tonight.
He had his jersey on. I have 2 Fields jerseys.
Cat
I do people too. Are creepy. I don't like you anymore, Bobby Schmurda.
Get out of here, man. Cats are
That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. People who say cat people are creepy to me.
Hey, Cyborg Pro, you ain't never lied. Like, Ryan Poston's very good at identifying undrafted free agents, so that's legit.
That's true. Address Will linebacker, maybe both. Maybe we sign somebody and draft somebody late. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. We're still going to get 2 third-round picks after Ian Cunningham gets a GM job. Holy.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. That is correct.
You sure they're going to let us do that after we fleece the Panthers? Like, Goodell might step in and say no.
I don't see Ryan Post trading up. He's trying to acquire picks, not lose them. So
maybe in the second round.
Yeah, not in the first. No.
Definitely not in the first. Every time Swifty screams bear down, my speakers blow out. Do you buy new speakers every time? Or how does that work?
Ryan Post, GM of the year? Well, maybe. We'll see what happens after the draft.
Ooh, most notorious bear. Does Sam Hurd count? He's Cocaine Bear.
Oh wow. Damn. Savage. Savagery out here, yo.
Swift, I'm not angry.
Savagery.
Damn it.
Savagery out here.
I'm pissed off, actually. You know what? You're right. You know what?
Well, we got Ian for at least, Ian. We got Ian for at least one more year, but he's very high in demand, so he's probably gone next year.
I was just cussing out chat. Don't worry about me. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
I'll get you out of here if you keep that up.
Y'all crazy.
I'm super pissed. Cocaine Bear was an actual. Wait, was that a comic? I know it's a movie that's coming out, but was it a real comic? I didn't know that, to be honest. I'm gonna be real.
Movie's already out.
Sam Laporta, he's good. I think we got him, man. Listen.
Oh yeah, I think we're
see
good.
420 viewers in the chat.
Yeah,
that's a good time for me to. 420. You guys know what time it is. Look.
Oh Lord.
I appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out and chatting tonight. We'll give you guys got a couple more questions. We'll let you get a couple more questions in. But I think we're about done. It's after midnight. Went for a lot longer than I thought I was going to go. But my man Viper here, man, he was rolling with me on those speed round questions.
Bro.
We were just hitting stuff.
Last minute what I do out here, yo.
He was helping. He was killing the chat before.
Grade for the trade, A+. A+ for sure.
2 pluses at least.
A++. There you go.
Night Penguin.
Hey, appreciate all of y'all hanging out. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, definite A+, man. Definite A+.
Yo, I mean, this trade was amazing, but we still got free agency and the draft, you all. It's just going to get more exciting as it goes along here. We ain't done.
I'm going to be watching. I'm going to spend like the next 72 hours until free agency. I was just sitting here staring at my computer and making videos and refreshing Twitter, waiting for a trade. Seriously, I've known this trade was coming ever since I made that video like 2 weeks ago, and then it came out, and they said they're long down the road of making the trade. I haven't slept as much. Like I'm checking my phone, I'm looking. This is good. Now it's time to watch some DJ Moore, all 22, and get ready for free agency. I do not live in Indiana. No. I went to Indiana for the combine.
Yeah, actually, apparently this trade was pretty much a done deal at the combine. They were just finalizing it basically, which is why Poe probably went on no podcast and like, yo, I could get a 2024 one and a 2025 one because he knew he had a deal in hand.
Exactly, and he was just kind of taking that up. Oh, and Cincy right now, Spirit, our top receivers, do you go for Tank Dell? I like Tank Dell. I'll have videos out tomorrow. I already have like a 15-minute video done that I was going to release tonight. I was literally editing it when the trade went down, and it's on my top 15 players I think Ryan Poles could take if we traded down. So now it's my top 15 players I think we could take at number 9.
There you go.
So that video will be out tomorrow, probably around noon.
McCole Hardman. I mean, if we can get him for a decent price, sure. But the wide receiver room is now pretty stacked, so I don't know.
Cortez, shut up. Oh man, I love you guys. I think that's about it. We answered all your questions. Yo, my man Viper here. He's the man about tech on Twitter. Tell these guys where they can find you on YouTube and Twitter, because honestly, he does good stuff on YouTube as well. This man has reviews for any tech gadget, anything you want out here. You see how smooth he is with it, with the cam and the shades. He's got the brand new phone, taking smooth pics. Tell him what's up, Viper.
Yo, hey, if you type in the Man About Tech in your YouTube search bar, you'll find me. I'm the Man About Tech on YouTube and Twitter, so not hard to find.
That's my man right there. Hey, I appreciate everybody. I will have a video out tomorrow. I gotta do some more stuff with my man Viper here. He's
Hey, let's do it.
Too pumped, man. It was fun having you on here. Shout out to Jordan
I appreciate
Silvera
you having me on, man. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate you.
Hey, he reached when you said I want to come on. I was like, oh snap! I got 2 people wanting to come on here. I was
Hell
like,
yeah,
we gotta go live. We gotta talk about DJ Moore. Like, it was insane. Literally, thanks to everybody who came by. Like, literally love all you guys. We were kind of off topic, and I ignored chat most of the night. I hate doing that. I'm sorry, but had 2 guests on here. We had to talk to Viper. Jordan be talking. We had a great time. And
look out, NFL. Look out, NFL. And we're coming for you, baby. We're coming for you, NFL.
I got the Justin Fields t-shirt.
Look out,
on.
NFL. Look out, NFL.
You see it?
See, there you go. Yep, there we
Fields
go.
Right there, baby.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Look out, NFL. We coming for you, baby. We coming for y'all.
Y'all know. Hey, much love, everybody. Until next time, Bear down. But I don't know how to end this. Oh, wait, I got it. I hit in.